and 2 would be to kill Jarek and hopefully break the control he has over these disparate clans that are coming to meet. You probably have 2 to 3 days before he is joined by a much larger force. You did some prep work, you made a bomb, you did some spell preps, you helped the city prepare, and you contacted Giannis about needing to get back into the Empire. You then headed to a mine to try to sneak behind the Vanguard. You met with other 10, 15 fighters, the one that were going to join you in this mission. This included Watchhead Shuxall, who was almost killed. You tried your best to get through the abandoned mine unscathed, but between the living stalactites, weird leather bat things, and a 40-foot lightning-spitting lizard, it was hard, and you all had some near casualties as well as some full casualties. You're now outside the cave, 3 or so hours from sunset, and resting as you plan your assault on the Jezera's Vanguard, sitting in the valley some 5 miles away. So, as your party rests, Shuxall and a couple others are watching the cave entrance, listening for the beast in case it's decided to follow. You know that it was kind of too big to go through this small, like human-sized cavern that was behind it, or that you guys were all going through. And as they are watching, Chonk beckons to your group, like, here, there's a decent overlook here to see these assholes camp. So you come and just look over this with me. So yeah, you're kind of on probably a good 200-300 feet up on a mountain side, and there's just mostly there's an old access trail that goes down, but there's some stones you could step on to kind of oversee the entire camp down below. So 1 second. I think I have a map for this. Is it this one? Yes. So from this vantage point, you can kind of make out this. Looking down at the camp, you see patches of tents through the center of a sparse boreal woods, spanning, if you had to guess, about a quarter mile. Chonk offers his spyglass to each of you, and the group can, I guess you guys can all just kind of tell me what you might be looking for as you are looking down on this, if there's anything you would like to try to figure out. You're in the waning parts of the afternoon, so you probably need to do this now and maybe rest after to try and figure out what you might do. So I'll let each of you ask a question and make a roll to figure something out that you would like to about this camp. So go ahead and think of that. And just let me know when you have one.
So if we long rested and everything, or
no, you will get a short rest. You will not get a long rest.
Okay, my question is, why does it hurt so bad?
I don't know if that's John looks at you and goes that's the life you signed up for, isn't it? It's funny. But
I would like to scan for sentries and patrols and see if I can time their patterns, figure out what their
okay, yeah, perfect.
patrol schedule looks like.
Yeah, so you are able to kind of watch, and you actually have your binocular glasses. So you don't even have to use your hold up. the spyglass, so you're able to kind of look over. Go ahead and make a perception check. All of you do it with advantage. You don't need it. This is Fel's thing. He's an soldier doing that. He's looking over, and you immediately kind of point out. You find out quite a few things that you do. You see patrols going around the perimeter every 2 to 3 minutes. They're kind of like posted at individual corners. You could always think like they're kind of always opposite edges of each other going around. So they're patrolling in a counterclockwise position. So like normally if one's here, then the other one would be over here. So there's full line of sight each direction, but you would probably put together that on the sides is where there would be the most that is where probably your gaps would be. You also, as you're kind of sitting there for a while, and all these things are happening simultaneously, but as you guys watch, you see that there's about every hour you've noticed a shift change. So you guys are sitting there for about an hour, and there's a shift change, and then about an hour later there's another shift change. Like I said, there's only 3 hours of sunlight left, but you kind of put together that's probably pretty common, about an hourly shift change from that. Because you got a natural 20, other things you would probably know is that just by the size of this camp, and kind of confirming what Chonk thought, would probably hold about roughly 500 people, which would definitely not have been enough to take over the city without it. They might have won, but it would have been at heavy casualties on both sides, and you would have been left with 50 people to try to run a town. So it wouldn't have been. Chonk was correct in his assumption that they're actually waiting because they need more numbers. Let's see, anything else? You got a natural 20, so you feel like you should get a lot of stuff.
Well, how many people make up each patrol?
The patrols are probably like 3 to 5, and they're on. It looks like it's like 2 people on, or 2 people walking and 1 person on like warg back. So big wolf. So yeah, so we'll say 3, and that's kind of the makeup of that. Also, just general layout. There's 3 major groups of tents. You see over here, there are some like wagons and supply stuff. There's kind of like sparse trees, so you can't totally tell everything. But you do see 2 things that you can't totally tell, but they're probably these boxes are probably like pens for your animals that need to be penned. But generally 3 major tent areas, and then in the center you can see the top of a large tent with a big bonfire already roaring in front of it. You can't tell. There seems to be people like kind of working on a like makeshift barrier around this tent, which you'd probably assume is the warlord's tent. That's all you get. Any other questions from anyone else?
It might be too far, but I'd kind of like to use detect magic and scan for any
detect magic goes 30 feet.
Yeah, I know that's a thing. This is way more than that, right?
This is like 3 to 5 miles.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Well, that doesn't work.
Nothing new. Just you said the red circle was like storage.
Yeah, it seems like kind of where they would keep, like probably on either side. There's just some like areas that aren't like camp stuff. It's like where you're keeping carts or sleds or things like that.
Does it appear to be anything volatile? that they are storing?
Even with an extra, there's no way that you can tell from 5 miles
Okay.
out that there
Just thought I'd
is
ask.
a red barrel sitting there in the middle of it. But good question.
Can I just observe the patrols and see if there's any magic users amongst them? Maybe I get some hints by I see them doing spells or something. I don't know.
Sure. Go ahead and make an Arcana check, and we're just kind of like roll off the spell, like pointing it out, and you kind of like are like telling him like, "Hey, what do you see?" Oh my fucking god! Back to back.
Combat's gonna be rough.
So you say like you give him all of the details, and between the two of you working together, you definitely you see one let's see what to give you, what to give. It's at the shift change is what you notice, is that one of them had been walking with the group, and one had been like riding this big wolf thing, and as that shift change happens, that wolf form reverts back to an orc or some humanoid type creature. So you get the idea that there are definitely some like more druidic type magic users here. And also you notice like as the lights are going down, there are most people are doing torches, but every once in a while you see like more of a like magical light put on something that casts like a little bit bigger spread. So there are some level of like more natural casting divine magic type thing, but nothing from watching these patrols do you see any arcane type magic. That there's definitely going to be some level of magic here. It's not going to be just brute force, so probably mostly, but you would guess there's a good handful of people that are able to cast some level of magic. Okay. Do you guys?
I would like to see if I can figure out who is the leader of this organization and how people react to their presence.
Okay. Yeah, so Thel pointing out like this main tent and this large bonfire, you take take the spyglass and kind of look down on it, and you can kind of see like people milling about there. Go ahead and you can make a perception or an insight check, depending on, or I guess you can tell me, how are you trying to figure this out? What skill do you want to use?
I would like to use probably perception.
Okay.
Because I'm not going to stealth my way 3 to 5 miles.
Yeah.
And
oh Lord.
There we go.
As you are starting to look through it, the fire is just too much. Like you do notice that like there is definitely a larger like entity there. Like you see like a solid like 7-foot entity that seems to be holding some kind of court, but you can't tell anything. The fire is just too bright, and it's just like you see shadows and things like that. So just not quite enough to really tell anything. Okay, and Christopher, anything you want to try and figure out, or anything you want to do during this time of recon?
Where's the cooking tent?
Where's the cooking tent?
Where's the mess hall? Yeah.
Okay, so you're looking for that. I mean, it's really only a perception to try and figure out what thing is the cooking tent. Oh.
Killing it.
No
That's
way!
just-
We're wasting it all.
Poor Felix.
We're just like talking about all the things we see, and he's just like, "How the fuck can you see anything? What are you?"
What are you talking about?
I don't think you guys are seeing the right thing. Honestly, I
You don't believe anything that they're saying. What you see is that there's no like definite mess hall, but what you are definitely picking up is that these three camps are kind of like separated, and that's like, since there is no central mess hall that you can kind of see, these are separated because they are probably not clans used to like being united and in one. So you definitely feel like these like three areas are like probably like an original like group that was working with Jarek, and then like two other groups that kind of got latched on for some other reason. So and kind of like going back to what Chunk said is like, think like if he really thinks that there is no like center uniting force, these people are not used to working together. So you could probably play them against each other relatively easy if they didn't have, you know, this one war leader that's like, you know, the bubble gum keeping together the ship. And that's kind of what you get from seeing that there's no central food hall. You do also notice that large fires as the night's going down are popping up, and there's, and you hear the sounds of like music and revelry kind of starting, and you know, putting that together, you might think like, hey, this is kind of people like celebrating before battle, or like preparing themselves, but kind of your last night of fun before it's down to business. So I feel like that's information. Yeah, so you guys spent about 2 hours just kind of watching to get all of this information as you like rest and heal up. And I would like everyone to, or not everyone, but someone roll a d6.
You said rest and heal up.
Like you get a short rest.
Okay.
So you can use your hit dice to heal as much as you need to. Arcane recover. You can do these things.
Oh, fine.
I am spending those hit dice.
What is everyone at right now?
Yeah, I was knocked unconscious. Was it I? I'm at 0.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll say you got raised up to
Back
1.
to like 1, yeah.
I just kind of skipped that. You guys were in safety. I wasn't gonna make you just do rolls to do rolls. Someone came and got you stabilized. So actually, you start at 0, so you're stabilized, but you can use your hit dice too.
9 hit dice it is.
All my hit dice.
I'm at 56 of 58.
And I rolled 2 1s there.
Oh.
Who on that?
How did you do that?
On the bottom, you can scroll to the right. Scott built a bunch of buttons, and one of them was use hit
cool.
dice, and then you can pick how many.
Did you? What's the red? Did you?
2
No,
ones.
The red is a bad design by them. They're saying like anytime there is a lowest number, they highlight it red.
Okay.
So if he had gotten a 10, it would have been blue, saying that he had a highest number and a lowest number. Kind of.
Oh, wait. Use hit dice.
I may have messed up your use hit dice.
Oh,
though.
there we go.
Okay.
No, I just clicked on the wrong person.
Yeah, because you can't use his hit dice.
Oh, right. Green.
Okay. So I guess let me look. What's everyone at? I need to know what everyone's at.
My health is fine. I did use my arcane recovery, and I used my pearl of power though to regenerate some spell slots.
Okay.
Was there? So I don't think I used my iron stone, right?
Yeah, I don't know what is in your Iron Stone.
Fireball level 3.
Okay, there's still a fireball in there.
I don't think I used it. Yeah.
No, I don't think you did.
I really wanted to use that bomb and just
Fast
almost killed me.
Of your supplies, you have a you have a bomb that you don't know if it works at this point. It was built, but there's that. You have I think, don't you have like another explosive seed? Like you made a small bomb and a big bomb.
I know I lost one. It just like is.
Oh yeah, because you tried to throw it at the stalactite and you just missed.
Yeah.
I'm
feeling a lot better. I'm at 93 now instead of 0. So
that's can't complain about 93 from 0.
Yeah, I'm up to 79. I used my hit dice and then my lay on hands. So.
Yep. So so you have probably what?
79
lay on hands left, or
29 lay on hands left.
No.
Perfect.
I have an absurd amount of lay on hands now. 45 at level 9.
Yep. 5 per level. It's
I will cone you.
okay.
just heard a threat to Ryan's dog.
Sorry.
I cast cone. Creature is enraged for 6 hours, but is disabled except for saving throw. Yeah.
He does not. I have been like following him around and not letting him be alone without his cone, and he is pissed about it. He does not like it.
Okay.
It's rough.
So Chonk talks to you guys afterwards, and he's like, "So here's just my my first quick thoughts. Is I think we need 2 teams, one on either side of the camp, or one in one place, one in the other, to create, double the distraction. So you split off areas. But other than that, I'd like to hear what you guys have to think. And I see that big bomb on yours. That seems like a distraction to be had. But how are we thinking? Like, my plan would be to take like roughly 6 of the remaining people and sneak in and try to do something similar to what they did in the Storm Celebration. Wait for a signal and then let all hell break loose. Maybe like as we get closer, maybe we have about 60 minutes to get into position, and then after those 60 minutes, we kick things off, whether or not you send a signal to us to start, or your group to start things off, or we. But at a certain point, we'll just have to start things with or without that. So we should just agree on a time limit, and yeah.
I've got a signal that I think might work well with this Hornablast thing that I really want to use for this.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be good for like a tent sort of situation to just like blast the whole tent apart. Like roll in the bomb, blast the tent. That's what I want to do.
I
Okay.
feel like, based on the layouts, it feels like there's at least 3 factions. It doesn't feel like they totally trust each other, at least not enough to sleep next to one another. Pondering if there's a way to sneak in do they have any type of identifying clothing per clan? Like a different colored loincloth or?
You guys got 3 natural 20s on this, so I will say
Chunk,
that.
do you know? Do the clans wear different colored clothing?
He says, like the three main clans that we know that have joined them are the I had these written down. Also, a lot of notes that I wrote are just gone. It's pretty cool. Yeah, so he says that there are, you know, the 3 clans that have that they know of that have kind of joined are one is like the original Jezzaraz, which is like 99% orc, maybe some goblins. And the 2 other clans that have joined, the Stormbreakers, I think was one of them, are more a lot more Goliath and Dwarven. And then the other one is also still an orcish clan. So like, it was probably not discerning colors, but there is definitely like race and makeup of them is and what you would probably notice is that over here on the right hand side, this is the one that you saw, probably more dwarven and Goliath type people, and this over here, the other 2 you would have seen more orcish and goblinoid types. So
okay, my first thought was we could get in, we stealth kill someone from one clan and leave the colors of another clan like clutched in his hands to like start some inter-conflict here.
Yeah, you might be able to a chunk, like if it's like that's probably something doable. It might just be something, you know, I don't know the colors of that, or we don't know, but you could probably find something. They have, you know, each clan has like discerning markers. Just you'd want to make sure to get the right thing that would symbolize something, not just like a religious idol, something that's definitely of that clan. So.
Okay, so that's part of it, and then yeah, like you said, to kick it off, we could definitely detonate our bomb we have left, and maybe set some of the larger tents on either large camp on either end here, on like on fire.
We have 2 potions of invisibility that we could utilize to help in that task. I don't. For Thel, because he has plate armor, he still makes noise, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
there's options here. So I have
for him.
I have a minor ring of invisibility, and I have my boots. If we wanted to go in and set some of these things up, I could deplate and stealth in, and then come back out.
So that you are cool with that being an option. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I just want to make sure that we cover that just in
that
case.
way I don't like epically fail. But with my ring of minor invisibility and my boots, I should be able to pass most stealth checks, I would hope.
Okay, cool. So then
Given
we have
there is
invisibility for Christopher and
I'm
Karen
probably
if we need it. And I think God, Felix should be good enough at stealthing that he doesn't have to worry about this.
Yeah, you can have 3 people invisible. I don't know, do you have invisibility as a spell, Eric?
I do. I currently don't have it prepared.
Yeah,
but
you'd have to take a long rest to prepare it.
Yeah.
So,
but I like that idea.
Yeah. Says, okay, if you can use those things for yourself. This is Chunk talking. He's like, then maybe we play as the group that is coming in from one of the clans coming in. We're coming in early because you know, we're all orcish of types. We can try to pretend that. Do you have anything that could help us? You know, maybe set off. It sounds like you are quite more well equipped than us. Is there anything that you would want us to do on our side? I mean, we can go ahead and just set things on fire and simple things like that. But if there's something probably a little bit more bombastic that you think could could help the cause, we'd love that. The more chaos, the better, of course.
What does prestidigitation do? Do we like talk shit about people? Like
It does a lot of little things.
It only does little sensory effects, but it's only really limited by your imagination in terms of what little effects.
Yeah,
like somebody sits on a whoopee cushion and
it's not going to trick somebody too much.
like somebody sits on a whoopee cushion in one camp and says those shitheads in the other camp.
Yeah, like the examples it gives is harmless, instantaneous sensory effect. So, shower of sparks, puff of wind, an odd smell. It was just one I really want to use even more, but
so like one camp smells worse than the other, sort of thing. They don't sound like they're on edge yet. Like we have to remove the leader first before they're at each other's throats.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
We do. I have 2 more wind 'em up loud boys. That might be good distractions. So I can hand those to Chonk and kind of give him the rundown
of how to use the wind 'em up loud boys. The worst named item I've ever created. Okay.
I've got all kinds of spells could be fun for this. Everything from creating a wall of fire to separate people, to I can create a sleet storm with the 40-foot radius, so an 80-foot diameter that like obscures vision and makes it hard to go through.
Let's roll for Chonk, because it's hard because there's an NPC that's supposed to be helping you plan, but I'm the NPC, so I don't want to just say like, I think that's a good idea. So I'll roll to see, because there's something he thought of from that. What's his intelligence? What's Chonk's intelligence?
His name is Chonk.
CHONK.
I hope that's an answer.
You think his name is Chonk. That's what he goes by. You also thought he was a drunkard. Oh no, I added a whole bunch of new like stuff that I got for free, and now everything's moved. Chonk. How smart is Chonk? Chonk's pretty smart.
It's everyone around him that decided to call him Chonk. That's probably not so smart.
Yeah. So Chonk mentioned, he's like, you said you can make a wall of fire.
Yeah.
I think that might be great, is when we get people scattered. If we do want to try to take out Jarek, we can create a barrier so that people can't come help.
Okay.
So he mentions that as like, once again, mission 1 is to create the distraction, but mission 2 is definitely to kill this guy.
Okay.
And you have 500 people here, so creating some level of deterrent might be good. Did anyone ever roll that D6?
Oh no, I don't think so. I just did.
Okay. On a 5, what you notice is you all hear a loud crack, seeming to originate from the camp, and like a crack of thunder, and then you watch as slowly but surely the overcast sky that had light snow on it clears exactly over the camp, but then clouds around it spread out, and then you see like these almost like reddish lightning bolts coming down, and every once in a while striking around the area. So something just happened from the camp, and the weather has taken a drastic shift, and you don't know if this is, people make an insight check, and you can make an Arcana check.
Yeah.
Eric. So yeah, with the 25, you said like this is something magical just happened, like very much like there is some high level magic that you do not know of, but that allows people to control the weather. And then if anyone wants to make an insight check, I'll let two of you do it.
There you go.
Whoop.
Looks like rain.
You think that this is a good omen. Like, we are being watched over by my god. Anyone else want to make one, or just leave it there?
I got a 1, so I've only got +1, so.
We'll just say, you don't know quite what this means, just that the weather has changed by magical means is what you know. So you guys spend some time planning. Sounds like your group is going to stealth in, use your invisibility potions, and sneak in. And then the other group, you gave some supplies. Anything else you want to give them, or that otherwise they're just kind of running on their own. Chonk knows what he's doing, but
Do I have an estimate of what my bomb radius is?
you have absolutely none.
Okay, it's probably like
Yeah.
2 feet, 3 feet.
So
Probably.
when we break to have them start going in, I tell we're gonna keep an eye out for the explosion or the fires in the tents, and try to encourage discord, especially if you or any of your people see one of the bodies we leave with the artifact or markings of the other clans. Be like, hey, you killed this guy, and see if you could start a rabble.
Yeah, so they're definitely going to go with that, is create a distraction, and then kind of get the. You guys probably are the more show, and they're the more subterfuge type group. It kind of seems like they're gonna try and pit these people that don't really like each other, and it's very tenuous against each other. Okay, so with that, like you said, it's about 3 to 5 miles. So probably about a 20, 40, 60 hour and a half long walk to there. How do you Chong and his team start going off to the other side, or I guess which side of the camp do you guys want to approach? This is we can say right to left, but kind of how it would be is more the other direction. Do you want to from the top or from the bottom? Either way, you have a longer way to go from the bottom, but yeah. Which direction what side of the camp or front of the camp do you want to approach? This is just, I will say this doesn't totally matter. It is which way, how do you guys want to approach? The thing that matters most is that the people over on this side are the Stormbreakers. That is the Dwarf and Goliaths, and over here is the other one I can't remember. That is more of an orcish goblinoid camp.
I think I'm going to go the path of least resistance with my bomb. Just
Okay,
I'm done with this thing.
Coming from the closest way, I think that's a perfectly good reason. Hold on while I find out what the other name of these other camps are.
And what's the terrain like just outside of the camp? Is it woodish?
Yeah, so it's not
cover?
Dense wood, but there's a much like a lot of this, it's a sparse boreal forest. So plenty of area to move around. but also like has good clearings, like set up these 8 to 10, 12 tents. So, and there's a slight dusting of snow, but it's more like just hard tundra, because we're still like at the beginning of where winter would start to be hitting here, kind of like early November. So things are sticking, but there's still like, days where it unfreezes. And yeah. So go ahead and draw a line of the direction that you tried to approach from. However you guys want to.
You're muted, Chris.
Where are we again?
You would be down around here. That would be like quickest way would be there.
Okay. I'm gonna try.
Yeah. So like you can expand your time to come up from here. How Chonk is thinking about doing is that they're going to wrap around, so they're going to need at least another. It's going to take them at least another. At least another like 45 minutes for them to like really kind of get in their position of how they are going to try to infiltrate.
I think we should try and get over here and come in roughly on like where the patrols are at the corners, so that this patrol is not quite in line of sight because of the tents, and this patrol is obviously walking that way, so they're not really going to be looking.
Oh, they are going counterclockwise.
Okay. Same thing, opposite.
Look at this wonderful map.
Okay, so then it does make some sense to like get up maybe to here. Opposite argument, because then when this patrol is on this corner, or this corner,
You probably
I
want.
guess.
Yeah, you could just like kind of try to go behind this patrol as they're going counterclockwise.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to take. I mean, it's okay if we go in before them because we have to, or at least the plan we're trying to execute. We gotta try and, steal an artifact and then sneak and make a kill and leave it, and then come back with the other artifact to make a different kill. So that we need a little bit of time anyway.
Yeah. You would know that your invisibility potions will last for 1 hour. Same with your spell. And that any hostile action will cause you to not be invisible anymore. So like if you attack somebody, you'll pop back out. If you cast a spell, you'll pop back out. So
Where are they conglomerated? Around the big fire? Or in the middle of their
no, the
tent
big fire
circles?
seemed like mostly for this first group. They're just kind of like there's just a party going on in like a prep yourself party. Just there's like a central fire in these camps. There's like maybe like 2 or 3. So yeah. Okay. You guys going to start going in?
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Okay, so you guys are coming.
Wait, who's taking the invisibility potions?
I'm taking one.
Eric and stop. I don't know what he's drinking. Who cares?
What are you drinking?
I'm
What are you
drinking double rye.
double rye.
Double rye.
Yep.
Double rye. Double rye
so-
at 11 o'clock in the morning? Wild.
I didn't feel like a beer.
I don't know.
I say as I'm drinking Mountain Dew. I went to bed at 9 last night.
Nice.
The last time I went to bed at 9,
Did you actually sleep?
I slept pretty damn good last night.
Nice.
I had the correct amount of beers to put me to sleep and not feel shitty in the morning.
That is perfect.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So Eric and Christopher are the two taking the potions.
I guess so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, and I'll trigger my minor ring
Trigger
of
ring, yeah, and you
invisibility.
have 1 hour from this situation. Okay. You guys can go ahead and make stealth checks. Everyone has advantage. I'm going to, even though you still shouldn't have advantage, Thel, because you have like advantage from other things. Because you're invisible, everyone is going to make a group stealth check with advantage, except for Felix, because you are not invisible. Is there any preparation Felix does beyond? Is that he's still in his flamboyant paisley outfit?
Yeah, man, he's fine.
He knows what he's about.
I just saw that. Was that a ChatGPT sort of image in the Slack?
Oh, that was from last time.
That was last. I missed it. I saw it, and that was amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. Pretty solid. Come on, Felix. Oh no, I missed Felix's. Oh, 28. So this is kind of like what the whole point was like, Felix, like you kind of like put everyone and say, okay, this is how we're gonna sneak. And you start going. And you time it to where the other, I guess I should roll to see what they're, yeah, they did not beat you. So this first stealth check was to get past these guys. You guys are entering in from this area, and Felix, you kind of say like go, like you're timing things to like where sounds that you think will be made, and then from behind them, because there's this dust of snow, like you're like behind, like cleaning things up so that there's no, like when this other track gets here, they won't notice that people came in. That is what getting a 28 will do for you. And you have made it into the outside of this camp. You see a bunch of the tents ahead of you. The nice thing about Felix going last is he can follow the footprints and know where these invisible people are. So you kind of are standing there, and you're just kind of in a tight group of trees where you think that like if you crouch down, you definitely wouldn't be able to be seen by someone coming around the back side of you. And where would you guys like to go from there? You kind of have over here. You now see, now that you're a lot closer, it's a bunch of carts.
Any shrubbery or just trees?
No, it's trees and like small shrubs. Like you found a little cosp that like with those rolls that you are fairly well hidden for probably, you would guess, like at least the next 5 minutes, unless someone comes really close to you. Like as long as you aren't moving, you're invisible. They aren't going to notice unless they come over here to take a leak and piss on you.
Okay.
Weren't we gonna, like, what was the plan to get someone and like kill them, and then how are we gonna execute that? Are we gonna do someone that's on patrol, or are we gonna do just a random dude?
I think try and isolate it. Well, and mechanically, I was wondering how this would even work, but in theory, and even in real life, if you sneak up on someone and slit their throat, they're a lot more vulnerable than if you try and square up with swords. So I figure mechanically there's some logic to stealth killing in this.
That is how it would be considered a surprise round, and we'd go from there.
Yeah, I think the objective would first be to get like an artifact or an item that's clearly identifiable from this camp, sneak to one of the others where they're, I don't know if we want to try and make it to the big one on the other side or just at least the small one. One person execute, hopefully killing everybody nearby in case it goes suddenly wrong, and then that person's stealth would disappear. So maybe it would be best to try and have Felix stealth dagger somebody. I don't know. Leave the marking, leave the body in an area where it's like not people aren't right now, but you know, if somebody going to take a leak behind a tent could stumble upon it in a few minutes. And then get an artifact from that guy, go back to the other camp and execute a kill, and then leave that artifact. So those two factions would have somebody dead from each side, with the other side being the likely guilty party. That's the thought.
Okay. That make a perception check because you're now in this area. Then, I should have said, as you guys. Nah, never mind. I missed it. The whole lightning thing was supposed to be something you had to go through, but I forgot. Whoops! You guys timed the lightning perfectly to not get struck by something. Yeah, so you guys are in the camp. You're probably like right around here. I don't know. Did I make the dimensions of this like an actual? No, it's just regular dimensions. Probably about like 250, 300 feet from the like outside of the tents. You can see like because that center like circle of the clouds were cleared around this camp and the lightning's just on the outside. You do have like good moonlight vision. Like you'd probably, like you're not going to be able to see great, but it's not like pitch black as it is nighttime right now. But if you want to like try to suss out what's around you, people can make perception checks or things like that. So just from a brief glance, what you see is about 250 feet from you are like the outer rings of these tents, and then down to the other direction, you can see like piled up like munitions and food probably and parts, kind of like the supporting things of the warband. With an 11, that's what you get, Carrick. That's kind of like what you see looking around. Nothing else particularly interesting. Here, well, so I guess, what do you guys want to do?
Let's just observe and see, just for a second, see if we find somebody who's removed from the group in any significant fashion. Yeah, stumbling out to be somebody that's just not quite right up next to everybody.
Okay. You are making a watch, so I'll say this is your plan, Thel, so you also make a perception check, just kind of keeping your eyes out for someone moving this way. 15, you see, kind of from where you are, someone like walking straight towards you and then just kind of veers and is sitting down to take a dump. Probably about 100 feet, probably like in between the tents and the and where you are. You do not notice anyone else with him, so you're kind of like, this might be your, like, if that's what you're looking for, this might be your chance. I'm gonna move you real quick. I doubt you can see anything. I'm just gonna put you up on here. You are further out from the camp than this, but is Steve the horse here?
No.
Absolutely not. Steve the horse MVP is not here.
Although I might have thought of it eventually, but distraction items, just a random giant horse appearing and tearing through tents, might be kind of hilarious.
Okay, so you guys are here. This is probably what you could probably even see from where you're at, back in this other tree about 250 feet away. Lots of tents, and then lots of orc types around. I'm not going to place them until, or no, these are all Goliaths and dwarves. Mostly Goliaths, dwarves, some orcs, some other human races or humanoid races, but primarily mountain folk. Yeah. But yeah, probably like up over to the top right area of this is where you guys kind of walking down, taking a shit. He posts up on a tree about 100 feet away from you. Digs himself a little hole.
Go. Who's gonna take the first stab?
I guess my thought is, maybe we talked about this beforehand, because our potions will break if we stab. Maybe you should stab first, and then if it goes bad, Christopher, I'll jump in.
All right, fuck it.
So 2 of you stay in this tree and 2 of you go.
Yeah, I'll go with Felix. So Christopher and Carrick can stay back, and then my plan is to let Felix try and like slit his throat, and then if I help drag a body, is that an aggressive movement that would break my spell? Is that okay?
No, it has to be like for you. You'd have to cast a spell or make an attack.
Okay, so that's kind of the plan.
Okay.
Okay.
So I get advantage on this because it's a surprise round, or no?
Oh, well, first you have to sneak up to him. He's about 100 feet away, so make a stealth check.
Okay.
Both of you. He is going to make a deception check with disadvantage though because he's shitting.
28, nice.
He rolled a 6 and a 9, so he does not notice you. Yes, you make. You come up behind, and he's just. And you wait in between grunts to move, and then you make your attack with advantage.
16.
16 will hit. This has sneak attack damage to it. Fuck, dude.
25.
Yes, 25 is going to do it. Like with that, you just come right behind and you just straight up through the chin up into his brain. He immediately like silently, hey, the nice thing is, how you get your last poop, he had already gotten it out, so he is dead there.
It's too bad we can't put something on this guy while he's sitting on
No, but if we steal something from the other camp and make it back, we'll just put it on him since he's already dead now.
Okay. Yes, but yeah, what do you do? Do you like search this guy? Do you move him back to your other hiding spot?
I mean, we want the bodies to be discoverable-ish, and this feels like the kind of place we would leave it. Well, maybe we should move it to a little bit more covered until we leave the item on it. So maybe we drag it back to the other guys.
Yeah, so you guys bring it back. The other 2 of you do notice, like, as they're, like, over on this end, you do see another guy coming out of the camp kind of looking to do the same sort of thing. What do Eric and Christopher do? As another like more Goliath guy, it's just kind of drunkenly stumbling out of the camp and like looking to take a piss, but like heading towards where your other friends just went.
Can I? If I cast a spell, I'm not invisible anymore, right?
You are not invisible if you cast a spell.
Well, I guess I will anyway.
Is Gray Bag of Tricks hostile action? I just
I will say
out.
if you pull out of your gray bag of tricks, you're okay.
I'm gonna just see what comes out. See what we can do.
Okay, do that real quick. Actually, now.
I'll be right back to you.
For anyone else that ever has the graphics hardware acceleration notification, toggle it off, relaunch Chrome, and then toggle it back on and relaunch Chrome. And now we're solid.
Good to know.
I've gone from using 100% CPU this entire time to 19%. So.
Oh. What'd you get? Oh, he stepped away too.
Oh, that's so much better.
Did you fix it?
Yeah.
What was it?
I literally just toggled it off in Chrome, relaunched it, and then toggled it back on in Chrome and relaunched it, and it was fine.
It's some setting got mixed up somewhere.
So we got a boar.
You got a boar?
Yeah.
And what do you send that boar to do?
He's just gonna, kind of start, I don't know, just playing coy.
Okay, he's just like out there rooting around for.
He's looking like he wants to get eaten.
Okay.
But
okay, yeah. So it does that, and I will say a boar wandering out through the woods is enough to distract this guy. You guys are able to get back just fine back to your little copse with your dead little dwarf. So you have successfully deterred that man. However, you would know, because you've done this multiple times, that if that boar dies, it puffs into a thing of smoke. So be careful with it.
how long do these live? Can you just send it off
8
into the
hours.
forest? 8 hours? Oh, okay. So I'm just gonna send it out to the forest to do what it can with it.
Okay, and this guy kind of looks at it, chases for a bit, and it's much faster than he is. Stops, takes a piss, and then walks back. Like, weird.
I'll keep him on the edge of the forest, sort of thing.
Yeah, so you tell him to like run to where it is and like wait for my whistle.
Root around, to the best
Maybe
of your
he'll find
enjoyment.
truffles for you.
Yeah. This just turns into a truffle expedition. This whole thing.
Speaking of whistling, though, just a little tangent. I've finally found out how to whistle with your fingers.
Oh.
It took that is how bored you get sometimes. Is I said I'm gonna learn how to finally do this.
Yeah, I don't
I can't do it constantly, but I have figured out how it works at least.
I saw.
Or I can do it when
was
you're not looking.
Smarter every day. He did it.
Yeah.
There was one where he like goes to the Coast Guard, and like that's one of the essential Coast Guard things they teach him is to whistle.
It is just creating a seal and making your tongue a certain shape. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
There's something about finger guns.
August is trying to learn how to regularly whistle, so he's got it pretty good. So, okay, yeah. So you guys are in your little hidey hole, avoided detection on this little leg. You have a dead body of a dwarf.
Okay, let's see if
His
we can
pants are around his
find
ankles.
some kind of identifying marker.
Is he like
here.
shitting on one of their like things?
No, he's good.
I mean, like we could like frame it like, ha, there's your little seal. He was secretly taking a dump on it.
You might think that's like getting a little elaborate for this group of a raiding war band.
That's fair.
I mean, you can do that, of course, but yeah, go ahead and make someone can make an investigation check to kind of like try to pick out something that would be right to pick off of this.
Off of this dude?
Yeah, there's something that you think
Alright.
would like, you don't know what clan these people are from or anything like, but just looking for something that is pretty like what you assume would be distinguishable as part of them.
All right, I'm gonna roll this because I have a +7 in investigation.
Okay. Yeah, a 16. Like going through this, guy doesn't have a ton on him, like maybe like little leather pauldrons, and that. But what you do notice is on the axe, there is like it just kind of like hand scraped into it is a broken lightning bolt. That's kind of like the best you got is, you know, like as some sort of symbol that these people have is like, it seems like his axe has some sort of, at least like, you don't know if it's distinguishing to the clan, but it is definitely a distinguishing to him. Like, so might be like a Stormbreaker. He did it himself or that. So you have something that you have some level of distinguishing marker on. So, while we're on this map, is there anything people want to do? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Is it something that's removable from the axe, or is it part of, like?
No, it's like etched into the side of the axe.
Okay.
Like into the head of the axe.
So we can like take that axe and leave it next to some other dead person, or what?
Yeah. Anything else you want to do before we try and move to the other camp with the axe?
Yeah, do you guys want to try to go through this camp?
We just
pitch in. You want to do with this camp before I switch back to the like more generic map?
Do we want to wait? We're all together on this one, so
yeah, you guys are all about that like 200 feet off this back tent. I just
how is your
have you there?
Day
this
going
is kind of like what you could see from your vantage point of the camp. I'd say there's probably like a good like 50 to 80, if not more, people around that campfire. And then you just would assume more in the tents. So
I think we just stick to the outskirts and try and sneak one of the other camps.
Yep, I'm with you.
yeah, I was thinking we could, instead of even carrying the whole axe, which is not even a big deal, just etch in the same thing to somebody else's axe somewhere else.
Okay.
To keep in mind.
Yeah, if you want to try to duplicate that, It's going to make noise, but you could try to like
Yeah.
duplicate that into one of your other items.
Let's try and take the axe first, and then see. Even if we have to ditch it, then we have a backup.
Seeing that it's like is literally nothing to just like add another.
Yeah,
weapon
it is just a
into-
battle axe. It is not something huge. But if you wanted to, you have this thing that you think is a symbol of something. If you wanted to reuse it, okay. So you're gonna try and go around.
Which do we think we should try and go to the other big camp or the smaller?
You know
camp?
that the other big camp is where Chonk is going. So you don't, and you know that like they're probably still 20 minutes out because of like how they had to go. But you can definitely go over there, but it may or may not ruffle feathers because now you have a bunch of strangers there. But up to you guys.
Well, we still have invisibility. Like, you guys all have invisibility, so I say we cut through to this camp here in the middle.
Okay.
And just try to be stealthy.
Yep.
Before we go, could I cast disguise self on myself and make myself look similar to these like orcish people?
Yeah. Do you want to look similar to the dwarf and Goliath people, or the orcs and goblins?
Probably the orcs and goblins is gonna be closer.
Okay. Yeah. So you kind of find yourself like it'd probably be more like you'd be a larger goblin. Like,
Yeah,
definitely doable. Somewhere like in the middle of that. Yeah. And you definitely have seen enough of these people walk around that you create a pretty good disguise of looking like
Okay.
that. So you're good.
I'm still gonna stealth around. I just if since I'm the only one that's actually exposed at this point, I want to make sure that
I was waiting for you to disguise yourself and wasn't gonna make you, but
I
Just
I
to-
didn't want to use a spell slot on it if I didn't have to, but at this
Yeah.
point, I think it makes sense. So
yeah. So for the next hour, you look like, well, you'd say like maybe you waited to like kind of see what people were wearing. So you look very much like one of the crew here. So are you guys just gonna try and go straight through? Or are you guys gonna go around, or?
We'll kind of, I think, drop back and go. Well, yeah. What's this big square between the two camps?
This guy?
Yeah.
That is a pen. You can't totally tell. It just looks like a makeshift pen for probably, you'd guess, livestock and things like that. Or not livestock, but like the horses, wolves that they ride.
Yeah, I don't know. What path were you thinking would be best, Felix? Should we go past the pen? I'm just wondering if that'll cause a stir.
I mean, I think we can just go past the pen, like to the south side of the pen, and make our way back to this other camp.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you guys all start heading down here. And you kind of go past the pen. Like, you can kind of like split to where you're not like right against the pen. Like this drawing is based off of your 5 mile away view. There's a fair amount more distance between everything. But you do see the pen. There are 2 people going across, so you definitely will need to roll some sort of stealth to not be noticed. They have just kind of some torches stuck into the ground around them. They just 2 guys just kind of sitting there playing cards, currently on guard duty of this pen.
Okay. Can we just stealth past them?
Yep, everyone roll stealth, and they will roll.
Everyone has advantage still, right?
Yep, and you have advantage as well now, Felix, because you are disguised.
Yep.
So I'll say.
Cool.
Oh my lord.
No. Come on, nat 20.
Okay. It comes down to oh.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
Wild.
The two nat 20s, they negate one bad. Well, it's an advantage anyway, because you get a 7. So like,
Yeah. So
we're good.
like
We good.
generally how they work is in skill checks is critical failures count as 2 failures, critical successes count as 2 successes. So you are at 4 successes, and that critical failure didn't matter. So you're at 4 versus 2. You guys are able to sneak by. These guys do not notice. They seem like to just be enjoying their game.
Playing it off like somebody's drunk, like somebody stumbles, but it's like,
that's. You would notice though that as you go by, these are definitely orcish. So it seems like these pens aren't maybe owned by those Stormbreakers. The animals, at least here, seem to be those of the Jezzeraz. You would guess. I guess you wouldn't guess that. You would guess that they aren't owned by the Stormbreakers, because if they were, they'd have some of their people on it. So, you guys continue out to that other camp. This camp is much more like central and seems like the main body of the camp. You find another like good like little copse of trees to hide in and sit there, still hidden. You'd probably think at this point you have about 30 minutes left on your invisibility potions. Like you're halfway done with it at the best. You know, I don't think anyone can truly tell the time that well. You're guessing. But yeah, this is kind of like, it's a bit more widespread. There's a bigger fire in the middle, and definitely seems like the main part of this camp. And these other ones were, although big, like not necessarily the main part of the camp. There we go. So you're kind of like split in between that set of pens and this like kind of large camp.
Okay, well, we kind of keep our eyes peeled for any vulnerable folks who might be drunk and going to the bathroom.
Okay, roll a perception check as you watch. $14. You do notice that like a couple people go up. They're a fair amount of ways, like, and never like I said, like this camp is much broader. Doesn't seem like people like there's quite like the same level of hiding and like sneaking up and doing the same thing again that this one might not provide you. But also with a 14, you do notice like in here kind of behind you from the pens, things are kind of moving. Like it seems like someone's at least standing from there.
So just wander into a pen, just kind of look official. Oh no, I'm not looking like anything. I'm looking.
No,
invisible.
you're invisible.
I'm looking officially invisible.
So yeah, you're kind of like, as you're watching, like you are not seeing any like clear way to do what you did at the other one again. So might have to adjust the plan.
Okay, we could. I don't know if it would be better to try and cut in the back of one of these tents or just sneak into one of these tents. But maybe we could sneak in and see if anybody's in a tent here. What do people think?
In the tent?
Yeah.
It's a little risky, just because you don't know how many people are going to be in a tent.
Sure.
Do we have anything we could draw them out? Maybe if
A funny
Eric,
smell?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like we're kind of at a point where things are about to go down anyway. So,
Yeah.
but that doesn't really roll with the plan though. Let's see, does anybody have anything?
I could light a. I mean, like, I think most of the things I could do is gonna cause chaos.
Yeah.
I could light something on fire. I could cause any kind of minor illusion we can think of.
Yeah, I think I have. I can.
We
Hang on.
so we saw there was 2 guards at the pens, and that's it. That we saw the entirety of the pens, and we know
Yeah,
that
you saw the
that's all
entire
of them.
pen. It just seems 2 guards that are sitting there playing cards. And you did hear noise coming from that direction just when you made that perception check.
Okay. Could I'm gonna go ahead and use thaumaturgy to cause the harmless tremors in the ground for 1 minute and see if somebody comes out to investigate.
Where are you making these harmless tremors?
We're at the camp now, right? Like we're
You're
in the
like
tents?
equidistance between the pens and the camp.
Maybe do it by the pens, see if we can get someone out of the pen area. One of the people playing cards.
Yeah. Yeah, easy enough. Like kind of you make your harmless tremors for a minute and the guy like stands up. He already seems to like standing up and like he's maybe going to do a little like patrol route around the pens to make sure like the like beams that are holding things are tied tight and that walks around. Make a Arcana check. See how cool these tremors are.
Sorry, what can I check? 1 second.
Arcana.
Arcana. Oh god. Okay. Maybe it's broken. You gotta turn it off and turn it back on.
I know I did downstairs.
Okay.
That fixes everything.
Back on all by itself.
Okay.
Blow the cartridge.
Arcana.
Blowing it.
Okay. Oh god.
It's off.
Okay.
They're
Let's
very
start it up
light,
again.
but the
10
plan's
seconds.
solid
Start
enough.
again,
This was
okay.
just more to see if it did something extra. Yeah, you a guy starts like he's kind of like tying on the edge,
It's like it's charging.
and he
Mhm.
is like kind of like turns around, like walks off maybe like 5-15 feet to see what this trimmer is. So he's maybe 40 feet from the other guy playing cards, like kind of out of eye shot, but very much not that much out of eye shot. Tent
All right,
wise, everything's
we're
kind
trying
of
to
clear.
kill
Look at it.
kill this guy too. Is
Yeah,
that the plan?
yeah, and you're the one that won't suddenly be uninvisible. So,
All right, let's fucking do it.
but
Let's
you
go.
know, if something goes wrong,
If something goes wrong, we tried valiantly.
Who's going with him?
I'll go with the good. We got
Okay.
we got a little synergy from our last stealth
Make-
kill, so maybe it'll help.
Make some stealth checks. Yeah, both are with advantage. Okay,
28
good.
always. 28 always.
And another 20. You guys sneak up, make your attack roll on this guy as you sneak up behind him and go full Assassin's Creed. Okay. 16 is not enough to kill this guy.
Fuck.
And he immediately like makes a sucking sound and
Well, that was a surprise round. We still have enough time. Like I still have enough
Okay.
time, depending on
This
initiative.
is a surprise round. I'm going to make a perception check for the other guard. It's a 12 minus 2, so a 10. He does not notice this sound. Everybody roll initiative. Or not everybody, but the 2 attackers roll initiative. This is to see if you get a 13.
Oh, I got a 13. Sorry, I didn't grab my token. I don't even know if we have token.
No, we don't need to do that. This is just
Okay.
This is all theater of the mind.
Good.
Okay, so he gets a 17. So he beats you guys. Immediately turns around and goes, "What the fuck?" And just like swings out at you, probably because you're the one that he can see, Felix.
Well, can I before that? Before, since I still look like a dude, can I say, "Whoa, what was that?" And try and
make a deception check with disadvantage.
With
as you
disadvantage.
hold
Okay,
a
that's
bloody
fair.
knife in your hand.
Okay. You could just say no. It's fine. Because I got an 18.
Okay, you'll get insight on it. Oh, that was a natural 20 that rolled to an 8. He goes, "Huh?" And
Somebody
you say,
gave
"What
me
is
this
that?"
knife.
And you say,
No.
like, I'll give you a chance. That 18, you can say something else about this as opposed to just what was that.
Well, okay. How
could
bad
say-
does he look?
He looks very bad.
Then I'm gonna ask him if he's okay.
He's like, "What the fuck just attacked me? Did you see that? Look, why do you have a bloody?" He's just like,
I picked it up off the ground.
Those damn
No.
storm. Are they
I
storm
sure
riders,
don't.
Or...
He
Wait,
is
can I like?
seeing
Am I
orcish.
seeing this or?
You are seeing it.
Can I see like? Oh, who's that? Who just ran past here?
And you say
Who
that
was
in
that
orcish.
just ran by?
Okay.
Yeah.
Before I let you do that, make a persuasion check then to see if this.
Talking to me?
No, Christopher, for yelling
Okay.
out.
Who was that?
He'll make an insight check. He gets a 3. He's like, "What's going on? Is it one of those? What is happening?" And he's saying this in Orcish. You have neither of you have any clue what he's saying. Christopher does.
Oh man. Yeah, I can't activate it because it'll look like if I could activate my thing and.
Fell is just standing there.
I've kind of positioned myself. I'm just looking at the other guy in the pen, just waiting to see if I need to charge that way. It's really what I'm doing.
That guy has definitely gotten up and started walking over this way. But yeah, you still like you have tricked him enough to. It is your turn now about what you want to do.
I'm gonna stab him again.
Okay.
What? Yeah.
So plus 9 damage.
Yeah, 18 hits. He goes like, "What?" He's just yelling at you in a different language, and you just stab up through his soft palate into his brain, and then pull it out and just let's see what that other guy's initiative is. And yes, get better than a 5 to. That's an 8. He's coming around, and he has definitely clocked. You just killed this guy.
Okay.
Am I close enough to react and help, or am I too far away?
You are about probably 80 feet away.
80 feet?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know in games where you're supposed to like stealthy and like kill like Hitman and things like that?
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, you're doing so well, and then you accidentally do something bad.
Yeah. And
That is where we're at.
And then you have to
video
kill
games, that is
all
what-
of the civilians
what
on the
quick
entire
saves
map
are
in
for.
Hitman. Have you ever done that?
No, I didn't hear what you said, but
In
So-
like a Hitman level where you end up like killing everyone on the entire map.
Yeah.
Can I
Just because.
go
can
ahead,
I
Ryan.
cast sleep right next to this guy that witnessed the murder?
Yeah. Your invisibility drops.
Yeah. Okay.
You need to get over 20.
I'm gonna cast it as a level 2.
Okay. Over 20, this guy falls asleep.
Damn it.
Whoa. No, that's 22.
Oh, is it both?
It's
Oh, yeah,
11
it's
for the
both.
higher level cast and then 11 for the
Yes.
other one.
I think I did that.
Wowzers. Good thing you did second level. Your second level did, I think, more than your entire.
I
Yeah,
know.
they're the
I
same.
know. The first one was a terrible set of rolls.
1 5 1 2 2.
Yeah.
It's to make up for the fact that you've had like 18 natural 20s today. Yeah, so he is running over and just like and hits the ground to sleep. You would know that he is out for about another minute.
Can we throw the axe on this guy, and then I'm gonna take my disguise self off, and then we're gonna can we take off?
Well, can
unless TJ, you have something.
well,
else
I
you
was
wanna
thinking
do.
we needed to like embed the axe in somebody's head. Was my thought
Yeah.
here. So we need somebody to do
Oh, yeah,
that.
Well, can you do that? Remain invisible like this? That's not really an attack on a dead
but
dude.
I mean, he can't, but you can, Felix, because you're not.
I'm
Fine,
just
I'll-
wondering if we should do it to the other guy that's asleep for 1 minute and see if we could take both of them out.
Once he will wake up.
Yeah. If he takes any damage, he wakes up.
Well, I mean, if there's an axe in his head, he's not gonna wake up though.
Just to game it for you, you need someone to notice what happens, right?
One of Felix or I? That's true. We need to notice that this guy fell asleep, huh?
No. I was
Oh.
more saying that.
We need someone to have an upon.
Oh, okay. I got
This
you.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
this guy
Felix,
comes
yeah,
up and,
see
like,
if you
falls
can
asleep
just
and wakes up.
just
Oh my
sloppily
God.
at least just put this axe blade into this guy's head. It doesn't have to be that deep. I mean, we're not trying to kill him.
Yeah.
He's already dead.
Yeah. Can I make a strength
Yeah, make a strength
check and see how
roll
bad it
without-
is?
Yeah, just make a strength check to see how deep this thing goes in its head.
Or since it is a dead guy, would it would break my
It is
invis
a
if I did
hostile
it?
action.
Okay.
You are
all right.
you are
Where's strength?
That's
is-
creating
you
a
are
corpse is
desecrating a
still
corpse.
hostile.
I'm saying it's
18 man.
this guy's head splits, and not only is it embedded, but you know that they definitely wouldn't know that he was actually killed by a piercing wound. Because that whole thing is done.
And since
Yeah,
while
you
he was
guys
doing
are-
that, I quickly checked to see if there's some. Can I investigation check the body? It's not gonna be good, but see if there's a symbol that I can grab off this body.
Yeah, make an investigation check. Oh, at the 16, you find like this one is a lot easier to say because actually in your encyclopedia, the Jezzeraz has been a like major faction of the Graying Wildlands forever, and they actually like hold like they are very much like always have a depiction of Grumshwanai, which is kind of a dagger bleeding at the end with an eye in the middle of it, and then only thing different about this one is that it has an like a white like spear-like thing coming out the top of it. You say that would be your best bet.
All right, I
So
grabbed
you
that.
take this little like necklace charm.
What's our mayonnaise jar? What does that
What?
generate? Our mayonnaise jar that we can generate any like liquid.
The jar of
The
What's it called?
jar, the alchemy jar.
yeah.
that's it.
How long does that take to generate something?
An action, so
Sure.
6 seconds.
Can I make like some whiskey or there's like moonshine in there and just
Yeah,
pour it
you
over
can
the
make
drunk?
beer. You can make I'll say since it's harder than beer, you can make half the amount of whatever beer is.
I'm just doing moonshine and just pouring it over the sleeping guy.
Alchemy jar. Guys, this is going so much better than I thought you guys were gonna do.
All right, so we've killed the guy. We put the axe in his head. I've grabbed the thing, and I assume we're all realizing we need to go back past the pens, back to our other body, right? Are we all in?
Yep.
Yep. I would say, are you guys trying to go slow, or are you just trying to get the fuck out of here?
Well, we're still
Well, we only have a
invisible.
minute, so we kind of
I'm
have
not
to go
invisible
quick.
anymore.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
not invisible.
Ryan,
yeah.
Carrot's
I
not
guess
invisible.
speed. Yeah, we got to get out of that guy.
okay.
You know what would actually be really funny is if Carrot got on Fell's back.
Just floated through the air.
Let's do it.
I would say if you guys are trying to skedaddle up there quick, going down the same path that you went, you will not have advantage on this roll, but they will still all be straight rolls because you are still invisible in that. So straight rolls for everybody, no advantage, but
let's go.
But did you, Christopher? Did you just pour your?
Yeah, I want him to come up, like waking up, trying to explain what happened. Like I was asleep, but like everybody smells
Yeah.
like
Would
hard alcohol.
Would you say is this moonshine, acid, poison, beer, honey, mayonnaise, oil, vinegar, fresh water, salt water, or wine?
We call it prison wine. So
Prison wine.
still
So
wine,
you make a half gallon. So you have a full handle of moonshine that you're pouring on this dude. Okay.
It's like half wine, half vinegar. You know.
Yeah. So and what vinegar is 2 gallons. So I will give you the half gallon of.
It just I want it to smell just awful.
Guys, could you imagine that if you just had a jug that can make 4 gallons of beer a day? That's just a business plan.
That is a business. Yeah.
It's just that's the rest of the game we play.
Yeah.
No,
We settle down, we open a tavern, and we just
So,
mayonnaise and beer.
You guys all rolled your stealth check.
No.
So we got an 18, a 16. Well, Thel, you already. Oh, that's 12. Nope. Oof. Okay.
I'm on Phil's back, so we add them together.
Yes, that's exactly. Actually, if you're on his back, he has disadvantage. So, we are going to roll. They have advantage on this roll to notice you because you only had 1 success and 3 failures. They need what? They need a 10 or higher to at least notice something. That is a natural 1. The natural fucking 1. They don't.
It's so
You guys
nice when
get
the
back to
dice
your
do
costume
roll in
trees.
our favor. Hell yeah.
And you are there with the dead dwarf. Who did you ever pull his pants up, or is he still just?
oh no, he's just pantsless.
Okay. He is there. You don't seem to think anything's become awry, and yeah, you're back there, and you have to leave now, don't you, Jake?
Yeah, I gotta take off.
Yeah. Real quick, I'd like to get one more game in before TJ. You have a child. When's your due date?
The
17th.
7th of September is when we're gonna end up getting induced. Is what's gonna happen. No.
With math. Okay. Well then, do we want to try and plan for the 3rd?
I
can't
think
do the
I'm
3rd.
camping on the 3rd.
Yeah, and it's Labor Day weekend, so I wouldn't be surprised if no one can do that.
Yeah, I'm at the cabin with my dad.
Okay. I know
that's the only one.
I know it's very soon, but there's the 27th, but that's Marisol's birthday is the 28th, Jake.
I might be able to do that, but I won't know really until that weekend.
Okay. We'll just plan on that. Then if we have to pivot it for a different time, we can. So let's just plan on the 27th, at least for now, if that's good with everyone else.
Potentially, yeah.
Potentially, okay.
Well, that's the was like the fallback plan for the other one.
Oh, the other game.
Yeah.
Okay.
But other than that, yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. And if we have to do it, then it probably wouldn't be until we would probably be looking in, October at the earliest.
Yeah, for sure not the 10th. I mean, I could probably make the 17th or 24th of September work if needed. I mean, just at least a couple weeks. So.
Yeah, and like you said, we can always play without people for one session. So,
Okay.
Well, good. We'll plan on.
I'll talk to you and see how it goes tomorrow.
Yeah, and figure out how it goes. Talk to you later, y'all. Or
All
not
right.
y'all, but
I'll see you guys later.
bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Okay. You're now standing there in your tree. By the time you get here, you have definitely heard some shouts of this guy coming to consciousness as he sees his friend with a axe in his head. And you're standing there. You are getting now like now is time is of the essence. You like probably hope that that Chonk is in position, but there's no way of knowing. You have no way of actually talking to the person. But you're kind of, what are you guys gonna do?
I kind of want to, just roll in my bomb to the back of this tent. And
Okay, you're doing that. So you're gonna use the bomb there. You'll still have like are you doing anything with the dead dwarf?
I slipped the medallion that I grabbed into his hand.
Mm-hmm.
And then
where do you put him?
I guess kind of back where we killed him. Is that?
Yeah. So you run him over to the
potty.
tree.
We'll drop him back in his poop hole.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, you can roll that bomb into the back of the tent if you want to. You'd have to sneak up to do it though.
Am I still invisible?
You are still invisible.
That was not an aggressive moonshine dump.
No, that was I'd say probably technically it like would break invisibility, but I'm not going to.
Yes,
I'm not gonna discipline you for being creative.
One last. This is probably the end of my invisibility. Trying to sneak it up to the just kind of corner of the tent.
Yeah. How are you gonna light this bomb?
I'm gonna corner blasting it. So.
You're doing the one that's closest to the north. This one.
Wait. Are we there? Or are we over by this bigger one?
You are right here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Can you see my marker? My little.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Okay.
Yeah, I just want to get this bomb out of my hands, and I want to horn of blasting.
You're gonna horn of blasting it through that.
Whether or not it explodes a bomb, I don't care. I just want to get this off my hands. If there's a bonus
Are you
explosion.
guys like you hear ruckus down in the lower camp? Are you waiting for that, or are you just popping things off right now?
Let's roll the bomb. We don't need to blast it yet, and then I think we should try and set maybe one or more of these lower tents on fire if we can sneak over there.
My original plan was the bomb on the bigger tent, so
Like the big central tent?
central tent, yeah.
That would be very hard to get to. Like as you kind of did walk by, like you know the like cross things like this of spiked wood. Like to get to do that would be, you could do it, but would be quite hard without being noticed first. So. Okay, so you're gonna sneak up. Like for you to do that, you have to roll a stealth check to sneak up behind the tent that you want to put it.
Right.
Yeah, you're able to sneak up right behind the tent, and you just like set it there, and then skedaddle away back to like you're 100 feet away.
What am I away? I'm only probably a dumb closeness to it.
You would be standing straight out in the open if you are not that 100 feet away. You would just be standing there with your horn.
Can I try to time this so that I'm lighting one of the smaller tents on fire with prestidigitation at the same time?
Yeah, you could probably like leave the bomb right there and start lighting the thing on fire, and maybe use that as your possible detonation.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna. A 30-foot cone is 30 feet away.
Yeah, that's 30 feet away, and you have absolutely no clue how big this bomb is.
Yeah, it sounds. I've been pretty safe with this, right? No?
Make a quick intelligence check.
Did he take a swig of the moonshine before he dumped it on the guy? Like, is his
Probably.
decision making a little questionable?
Oh.
You sit there and look and go, and you're standing that 30 feet away, and in the back of your mind you realize, like, hey, this was a lot of powder, and Carrick, I know his fireballs are bigger than this, so maybe, just maybe, I should get a bit further away.
It's like a weird act of clarity for me.
Yes, like, just like you've used that fireball like iron before. You're like, explosions are bigger than I think they are.
Okay, I'm just gonna leave it in a flaming tent. How about that?
Yep,
And
you
run
guys
away
run back to your 100
and
feet
run
away.
the shit away.
Yep, it catches on fire, and we'll take a quick pause because I need to put some food in my stomach and find out what happens after that.
All right, I want some food too.
Things.
This has gone so much better than it could have, though.
Go outside. You want to take it? Go outside in the fire. Which ones go outside?
Okie doke. Whew. Mm. So TJ, what was that game you guys were playing? That was like weird, blocky helicopter shooter.
Yeah, it's called BattleBit BattleBit Remastered, I think is the full name, but it's basically Battlefield but with bit graphics.
It looked pretty fucking chintzy.
It's weird because the gameplay is like everything you would want like a good Battlefield game to be. It's like the helicopter crash, like you crash and you kind of black out, and then you can potentially not die when your helicopter crashes, which is kind of cool. So it just has like a lot of good mechanics. They just made sure the game plays really well, and then it's like, who the fuck cares what it looks like?
That was funny. You get the nursery all done yet?
Not quite. We gotta do a second coat of paint on the accent wall we did, and then get everything organized. But close.
Good. Okie doke, y'all back and good?
Yep.
Okay. So, you just rolled this bomb in, lit a tent on fire, and ran away back to your little hidden spot in the trees. Let's see, what would happen here? Let's do this. Okay. That'll do it. Everyone make a perception check. Christopher, and I guess Thel too, to an extent. You hear the angry yells coming over from those pens. You don't really like it's their yells, but you don't quite know what they're saying. And then just you can barely notice Christopher. You see a fair-sized group of orcs walking towards the Stormbreaker camp. Seemingly, what you would assume is your ruse has worked. You're still waiting, and this is like the back of that tent is catching on fire, and the Stormbreakers like kind of running around, like trying to like put it out, and that like they've noticed they're deep in their cups, they're in some revelry right now, but they're starting to go like pat things down, and like as they're patting things down, this other group is coming in and pointing and yelling at them, and from there you hear an explosion, but not in your camp. The explosion actually, you see like to your technically you're oriented south, or you're at the north end of the camp. Where Chonk was going is the south end of the camp, and you having not heard any signal, the there's a explosion, or not even, I guess it's not an explosion. You hear yells as kind of this other group of wagons and stuff like that has started bursting into flames. So it seems Chong's team has started their work, and at that point, like you see, like kind of pushing, shoving, and all that going on in your camp. You can just kind of hear the sound of like iron, like hitting other iron, and sounds of battle over to the south. What do you guys do? Are you still just sitting here? Your bomb has not gotten off yet.
In the sense, we should run over this one. Just
We
to
should.
play it safe.
Where? What? What did you say?
Run a little farther, just in case. I don't know how far we are away from this bomb. But
Okay. Yeah. Let's get that bomb
from-
set off, and then I'm thinking we need to go towards the big tent. See if we can get our big target.
Yep. So you're about 100 feet away from the bomb at the camp. What do you, or do you just let it be and
we'll
like?
just let it be. Yeah, I think it's gonna do. I don't even know if it's gonna go off. So
Yeah. So it has not
We
gone
s-
off yet. You don't know if it will go off. But
Carrick,
it seems
set that
like your
tent on
other
fire,
distraction
maybe?
worked.
We already set the tent on fire.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, they're trying
Yeah.
to put it out. So, like, and probably put like to a certain extent to put it out. Who knows if they've noticed the bomb or not?
it'll be a nice to have if it goes off.
If it goes off,
sounds like
it's icing on the cake. But yeah, seems like you definitely have your distraction. The other side seems like, if not a distraction, there's at least some battle going on over there. So maybe it's less of a major distraction like yours. Hopefully, will be, but yeah, you kind of like realize things are coming to a head. So where do you want to go? Head
See if
towards
we
that
can
main tent.
get in the back of the main. I mean, I know you said there's like a barricade, but is it maneuverable over or jumpable?
Yeah, you could-
that is a relative term with Air Jordans.
yes, it is maneuverable over, but like to what extent? And you do not think you'll be able to sneak through it. You don't know. It's a barricade that you'd have to go through. Christopher will be able to jump over it 100%. Felix will probably be okay, but the other two of you, like getting over this thing might be difficult. Assuming that it is just wooden spikes like it is.
Okay, I guess we should just try and get to the main break in the entrance and sneak our way in. I don't know. Yeah. Hopefully, there's enough distraction going on. We can try and sneak our way into that.
Okay, everyone make a stealth check with advantage. I will do Fells.
Felix's.
Felix's.
That's what I meant. I don't know why I always mix those names up.
Pretty close, Oh, geez.
Let's see. That and then go stealth. I said with advantage, didn't I?
What you said.
Yeah, I still messed it up. Yeah.
Well, Felix out here just crushing his stealth rolls all day. You are able to stealth up to at least the side. I guess let's just roll just in case. Nope. and like kind of like through these posts are quite big. They're like probably like 6-7 feet driven into the ground, and leaning up against each other. Like you can go through, but like you could get stuck. You could accidentally impale yourself. But you guys are sitting right around here on the side. So like you kind of like came over here and just start moving your way around. There's this big bonfire, like big bonfire. However, there are like with all the chaos going off, there's still like 2 guards standing on either side of that main entrance to that. And these are looking a little bit like quite a bit more than the people that you were fighting before. I will say Fel and Christopher, at this point your invisibility is probably just worn off.
Okay.
Like that was your last like bit. It's been an hour of you watching, bouncing between things. Feels like all this stuff took an hour.
How alert are these guards looking? Are they like, because of all the chaos going on, are they pretty alert?
Yeah, they're quite alert. They are not lackadaisical, enjoying and they seem like even if everyone else was partying, they still were like, they're like the elite guard.
All right. Here's what I'm thinking. I would like to can I cast it's only 10 feet. How give me the dimensions of like where I am to where they are to like the other side of it. You know what I mean?
1 second. Let's put you where you are. New map. Who dis? Okay, yeah, gotta place you all. Please never mind this map that has 2 different colored grasses. You do the best. You do the best.
Black. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
With what you find.
It looks beautiful.
Okay. Go ahead and range yourself. You guys are all probably like standing right here in this like group of trees. It's probably thinner than it looks like there.
Okay.
But yeah, you can just kind of glimpse the people on the side.
I really just want to jump over this fence and horn a blast in this whole tent.
Horn a blast in the whole tent.
Just really want to do it.
Okay. I will say you guys have. I will give you just a couple minutes to decide what your plan is. You are hidden.
I will be convinced out of it, but that I will. You
have done very well, rolled very well, and prepared all of this about as good as this group has ever done anything. I'll give you some leeway to right now try and form a plan.
I'm wondering if we send the bouncy boy and the more agile Felix over, splash through the wall, and then Carrick and I go to the front, and then we kind of pincer this guard here from both sides, since they won't really be expecting him from behind, unless you, because they're not gonna be looking back this way, even if Christopher jumps over, probably, right? Or would they?
He'll probably have to make some sort of check to see. But it's pretty loud. There's some chaos going on. Like there's people yelling. There's fighting on both ends of the camp.
I don't know. That seems best.
It
I
is
don't really want to get.
It's a 30-foot cone, but it's 600 foot. Like everybody can hear it. So like we're gonna call attention to this if we.
Yes, without a doubt, everyone in this camp will hear it. Not everyone. It's a quarter mile. What a quarter mile is 1,200 feet. That sound about right?
And it's even it's probably less like an eighth of a mile then.
Yeah.
It's a 600 foot. Yeah.
Yeah, people will hear it. Those that aren't engaged will probably come to figure something out.
Alright, so maybe not, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm thinking we should try and find our target first. Then maybe Horn of blasting the tent over and then leave.
Okay, this is an escape thing, not an entry thing.
Unless we think the Horn of Blasting could blast through the wall, we could do it right in front of us here and then get through. But that
so minor illusion, Scott.
So they're saying this, let me come here with a cantrip. What can I do with this?
Yes. This is what I have to offer.
I know, I'm like, let's blast through a wall.
Minor illusion has a range of 30 feet.
Yes.
Does that mean that beyond 30 feet, my illusion like ceases? Like, is that what that would imply?
No, it means you can place it within somewhere 30 feet of you, but anybody seeing it, like, it's not like you place it 30 feet and someone's 40 feet away, they can't see it.
Okay. But if it, say I make a illusion of somebody running. If it's 30 feet away from me, it's no longer like I can't.
Yeah, you can't make an illusion run away from you. But once it gets to that, once the illusion gets 40 feet away from you, it ceases to exist.
Okay.
Might be kind of weird. Felix is still an orc, right?
No, he dropped that disguise, and I wouldn't have
drop that.
But he dropped it, and he doesn't have the ability to put it back.
When did he drop it?
He dropped it after he killed the. I don't know why he dropped it, but he said, "I drop it."
I think he desecrated a corpse. So that was.
He killed the other guy, and then said, "Okay, I'm gonna drop this and go back to my normal form."
I didn't remember that. That could have been.
So my other thing too, I have is Pipes of Haunting, which is just make everybody scared within 30 feet, which wouldn't, I think, alert other people.
We could do that. So here's my thought: is I was trying to come up with an illusion or something to get them to move or be distracted just enough that I could get around behind them and cast my wall of fire. Was my thought process. I could try to have someone running this direction. I mean, it doesn't have to work for long. It just has to. We have to be able to just be able to get in the fence behind them and have long enough for me to cast my wall. Is what I was thinking. I don't know. Because this is where the guy is we think we have to kill, right?
This is unless he's out with the rest of the camp, this is where you assume he would. You would probably I think if there's still guards posted out here, probably hasn't left.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you could put the illusion and ask them to say, the Stormbreakers are rebelling and ask for their help. Put it here and have it run away and see if it pulls them with it. It will disappear, which might be weird. But
I don't
disappear
know.
at 30 feet from me, which is right over here. It's maintained up to just past where we can see here.
But if you had it run straight left to right, because the Stormbreaker cramp is straight east of us.
It's behind a tree or something.
Yeah, I could. Also, your horn of what's your horn of sleep thing? That might not be a bad idea either.
Which one?
You said something about something
Haunting?
about a horn that puts them to sleep, or did I mishear that?
I just have blasting, which is
Oh.
No,
the
no,
opposite.
there's pipes of haunting.
Oh,
Oh,
the
pipes
pipes
of
of haunting makes them afraid. Yeah.
Oh, afraid. I mean
fear.
I mean that makes them. Well, would it make them run if we don't know we're there? Like, what does that do?
Oh, frightened. What is frightened?
Well, frightened usually means they try to get away from you.
Well, they can't approach you,
Yeah.
and any attack that they have while you are in line of sight.
Yeah.
Yeah, normally, I don't know, unless the pipes of haunting say when they are frightened, they immediately run away. It is a misconception to frightened does not mean that you just run away the whole time. It just means you can't get closer.
Right. Well, but like if you approach them, they still have to run away, right? Like if they know you're approaching them and they're afraid of you.
They will. No, they just can't get closer to you.
Okay, they can't, as an action, get closer to you.
Yeah, they unless it specifically says in the fear effect that they need to use all of their action and bonus action to get away from you. There are different types of like the fear effect in itself only says they can't get closer to you, and while in sight they have disadvantage. Other effects on top of that fear do exist.
Okay, I know I've seen spells where there's like a form of fear where they have to use their action to get away from you, but that's a specific thing.
Yeah, that's a different. That is not always the same type of fear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. The illusion to just run off behind a tree or something, and then I could just like hop over the fence or something and play my pipes just to start the whole thing. I could even just jump back again.
Okay, we can try it. If the illusion doesn't work, do we have a backup plan? Like, because then that's going to make them suspicious all of a sudden.
Then I'll smash them in the head.
Yeah, maybe
that's a backup plan.
maybe the two of you jump over the fence like we were saying, and if they don't fall for the illusion, then we pincer them.
How are you pincering them?
Well, they're going to come up from behind. I think they're going to try to be sneaky, was my thought. So they're going to come out from behind and attack, and then we'll sweep in from the front if they don't die from the stealth attack, would be my thought.
Okay.
The execution of that may go wildly different, but yeah.
Okie dokie.
I don't know if anyone has better plans.
Yeah, so we're trying the illusion first, and then we'll try that.
Yeah, that's just like, so maybe first they jump over the fence, the other two, and then if they don't fall for the illusion, maybe they could be back there stealthy. If they don't run away, then we just immediately follow that plan.
Okay. Well, you two are jumping over. Both of you make athletics checks. Christopher, you have advantage on it because you have your boots.
Felix is the other one going. You'll have to...
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Felix. Oh yeah. Bell's not. Yeah. Felix has second story work. He climbs up this tree, and he also has advantage on his acrobatics check. That's a 7.
Athletics or acrobatics?
Either or, whichever one's better for you. Yeah, you're good. You guys both land here. Both of you guys make stealth checks with advantage to see if anyone hears you as you jump over and land. I need to open up his sheet again. The 5 guys. Felix. Stealth. Did I say with advantage?
You said advantage.
Okay. I just couldn't remember. Hidden as hell. Like you kind of like trip over Christopher because like you're like used to like jumping as far as you can, as fast as you can. This was more of a finesse thing, and so you land and feel it's like kind of steadies you as you like meant like your normal jump would have landed you in the middle of that tent. So you're steady, but you guys are there. We'll just double check in case they get a natural 20. It's a 14, so nope. No one is noticed right now.
Okay. So I am going to use minor illusion to.
Okay.
I'm going to attempt to make it look similar to them.
I don't think it can make sound.
No, if it's I have to pick. It can be a sound or an image.
Okay.
Yeah. Can't really do.
I will set the DC differently based off of what you use.
Yep. Actually, I'm gonna make it look like the other faction if I can.
So a dwarf or a Goliath or whatever.
Yeah, like a little dwarf would make more sense, I think. And he's got his battle axe out, and he's just running like this direction, like aggressively. I don't know. We're just gonna see what happens.
Okay.
Aggressively this direction with his battle axe out.
Okay, your spell save DC is 16 or 17?
17.
Okay, make an Arcana roll. Anything over 17 will increase the DC. Oh my fucking god. So they need to beat a 26. So they need a natural 20 to not notice, or to notice that this is some sort of ruse. They get a 7. So they like just this wild dwarf guy is running, looking menacing, running out. I'm gonna say they only move about 20 feet because the thing's gonna disappear in a bit, like just limitations of the spell.
Yep.
But they move about 20 feet as you guys get to. And then they like see it disappear, and are gonna make just a quick wisdom check as well. That's 10. They are just kind of like standing, looking around, like they saw it like go behind a tree, and that's where it disappeared.
Okay, I'm gonna attempt to use this gap to run in around here. See, I don't know if I can beat their speed, but I think we should try to like make it within the gap here.
Yeah. How far is that?
That is
20 and 15. So
I mean, I could even go a little less, and it would still. I think my plan would be okay. I think if I get to here, it would be all right.
yeah, that's probably where you and Thel can get to, is right at the entrance.
Okay, and then I'm gonna cast Wall of Fire, and I'm gonna make it. Let's see. So
just one thought. It might be helpful if it touches either side of this wooden wall.
Okay.
You know, maybe it'll set it on fire. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It can be 60 feet long. So I'm going to put it. Oh yeah, it's gonna be here. Well, I guess in front of us. So like here. And it's gonna be, the damage is gonna be outward.
Okay. Well, how far is that? Just curious.
How far is?
Yeah. How much of your thing have you used?
Of my thing?
How far? Oh, that is a 60-foot line that you just drew.
Yeah, I drew a 60-foot line.
Okay, I was gonna say because you could have it curve up if you wanted to.
I thought about that. Yeah. So if I wanted it to curve, I was having a hard time figuring out how to make that happen. Would I just do like that and then like that, or?
Yeah, that's
Yeah?
what I'd say is
Yeah,
Yeah, let's do that then.
like that.
Yeah, let's do that.
So yeah, that just gives you more coverage. But
Yeah. But I do want it to touch both wooden things.
And how far out does the damage do?
It damages anybody within 10 feet.
Okay, yeah, it does not damage these two as they are 20 feet away.
Yeah, but if they move into a 10-foot range, then they'll take the 5d8.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think with that, and as this giant wall of fire goes up, there's this big bonfire behind you. There's this a roar of sound. Let's have everyone roll initiative.
Want to put up the thing?
Why does my initiative always blow?
Because you're a big dude that only gets a +1.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, but it's a D20, and I always roll like 5.
You feel like it should be better. 6.12. Felix, what do you get? Felix gets
Yeah, that initiative roll earlier I rolled a 4, and then I rolled a 5 this time on a D20.
17. Then we have it's not gonna happen, dude. You ever watch someone just do something completely futile? And turn. Jarek gets a 18 plus 2, 20. Oh, Jesus, Maurices. Okay.
Really hope our bomb goes on.
We're gonna be walking out after just like a perfect, like we just barely made it, and it's just gonna blow up, and we're all gonna die.
Okay, so Okay, let us start battle. Christopher, you are up first. You cannot see anybody.
Perfect. I want to come right up here and play my pipes of haunting.
They're pipes of haunting. Okay. Go ahead and do it. You have no idea if anything. You can't see inside that tent, can you?
No, but it's a 30-foot radius. I just want to scare some people.
You're totally fine to do it. I just wanted to make sure you have no clue what's in there.
Oh, yeah.
It's a 30-foot cone, isn't it?
30-foot radius, I think.
Okay. So, yeah, you would get whatever is within 30 feet of you. You would get, look at these cool measuring tools. Oop.
Yeah.
Wow, 30-foot radius is actually kind of cool to see on the map.
Yeah. You don't realize just how big these things are that you're doing.
Yeah.
Like that's 60 feet across. So what's the save on it?
I think it's a DC 15. Is that right?
DC 15. Okay.
DC.
Bring up that. There's a that. Okie dokie. Okay, is that the end of your turn?
And then I want to jump onto the other side of the entrance. Like I want to jump so I can't be seen. They hear the sound from one side, but I just got to use my boots on every turn. Basically.
Only your boots makes that even possible.
Yes. Okay. I'll
take some damage if I need to.
No, how
that was
far,
a big jump.
how far was it? Like this is like a 15 feet up tent corner.
Yeah.
So like for you to do this, not probably 15, it's probably like 10 feet up. Like just make an acrobatics check.
So
how long does your wall of fire last, Eric?
My wall of fire.
Oh God.
Oh Jesus.
I knew it was either going to be a critical success or a critical failure.
So it lasts a minute. So since we're in battle, that's a decent
10 rounds.
Yeah.
Okay. You take 2 points of damage as you catch your foot coming down and just face plant, but then you're able to get back up. No, that's a natural one. You're prone.
I'll take that.
That's
fair.
That's when you fail a DC 5, you gotta do that. Okay, so that
there's like an extra like guy line sticking out. I didn't see. It just caught my foot.
Yeah, just racked your nuts on a guideline and fell down. What would be a good one for that? That one. Okay. That, although you don't know it, you Coming out of here, you all first get your first view of Jarek, who is this hulking beast of an orc, probably like a solid 8 feet tall. Has this like bared chest with like torn off leather coat. Has a like helmet on that has like these different horns on it. It looks like he just is like walking out of his tent, putting that on. But the most noticeable thing as he first comes out is this long ivory spear with a leather grasp in the middle. It almost looks like a bone going straight through, like a solid like 7-foot bone. I like to say solid a lot. And stands up there and he looks around to his left and right, slams it on the ground. I need everyone to make a wisdom saving throw. Plus, I guess I just hold on here. Wisdom. Boop. Boop. Of course, the only person that ends up being affected by this is the person that's not here. You guys all feel like a loud roar, but not coming through your ears, like in the middle of your brain, as if something is trying to pierce in and speak to you and is announcing itself. Felix hears that, and then a gruff voice speaking in Infernal, which he actually understands. Nope. Yeah, it's Infernal. Nope. It's Abyssal. He doesn't understand it. But as the words come through and he doesn't understand, it kind of morphs to a language where it's less language as it is just feelings of malice and and the need for killing, the need for bloodshed enters his brain. It doesn't do anything for this, or doesn't actually. For the rest of you, you guys all kind of feel it, but it doesn't do anything for Felix. He is considered stunned for this round.
Do I hear it, or do
I? You hear it, and like you actually understand the words, and it's just kind of just a very much like, "You fools, you come test this champion of Grumsh. Your blood will let out on the ground today. Let's have it." And yeah, it's this like very like deep guttural voice from something that, as big as Jarek is, this voice is much larger than he could produce even. So Felix, Jarek also then, as he slams that on the ground, also has a radius jump around him of, let's see what it is, how big of an aura it is. 15-foot radius. Bursts around him, and what bursts around him is you see this like these crackling like flamed whips and like spears of like energy just kind of darting around him. So that's your turn. Felix is skipped because he is stunned. He is no longer stunned at the end of his turn, and that brings it to Carrick. Your turn.
I guess I'm gonna try to fireball him.
Okay, you're gonna just drop a fireball right on top of him.
Can I mean, I know it's not my turn yet, but can I see him, or is this bonfire too big to see straight through it?
It's a big bonfire. You don't have full view of him.
Okay.
You can see, obvious, like there's some hulking thing. You saw something jab on the ground. You know that he is there.
So it's a 20-foot radius sphere. So this is my fireball, but I do curve it around Christopher.
Yep.
So it is a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. We'll roll that for them. He gets a 21.
Oof. Okay, so he's gonna take half of an 86.
He gets a 19. Half of
that.
Okay. Oh wow. Good rolls. 5, 5, 5, 2, 3, 5, 4, 1. That's pretty good. Let's see. Does he have resistance to anything? Nope.
Does this light the tent on fire too?
I don't think that Fireball says it lights anything on fire. It's more like a concussive fire than a.
Well, it says.
Does it say that?
It says it ignites flammable objects in the area that aren't being worn or carried.
Okay, I'd say that like maybe a little bit of flame starts waking up. Nothing major, but
yeah, but a little bit.
Yeah. So 1 minus 15. Okay. As his legendary action, though, he kind of like chuckles, and he is going to cast a spell out towards you, like kind of like right on the bonfire.
Can I counterspell?
1 second, let me just look. Yes, you could counterspell this. You will need to roll for it though. Or what level are you going to cast this counterspell at?
3.
Okay, 3. So you would need to roll a d20, add your spellcasting ability modifier to try to successfully.
Okay.
All right.
So 10 spellcasting ability modifier, so intelligence. So
Yep.
14.
14. That does not. This is a 5th level spell.
Oof. Okay.
You had to beat 15. So I need you and Thel to both make dexterity saving throws. You get +3 to yours, Carrick, because you are in his aura.
It should add it.
If it,
Probably.
I think it automatically adds it now, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because of that. Okay.
Yeah, the +3 is on there.
Wow. So I rolled a 6. Okay.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
I think, or
Um,
unless it doesn't really say what that 3 is. Is that 3 his dexterity?
What's your dexterity modifier?
2.
Well, that just says he rolled a 6 +3, so I don't really know.
Yeah.
what it calculated
Should it be
there.
6 + 2 + 3 or no?
Yeah, let's just double check. Let me just go look. Regardless, it doesn't matter. You will fail regardless.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
All right, that's fine.
Yes, you needed to beat 15.
Fuck.
As you guys sit there, immediately, like underneath, like you had this fireball come up, and then you just hear a snort, and then you look down, and these, like, the earth breaks a bit, and then this, like, almost like the deepest red fire erupts from underneath you, and you guys take 16 fire damage and 12 radiant damage.
Jeez. So 28.
28 damage, yeah.
Ow.
Yeah, that's a now.
But at least it's a legendary ability, so he hopefully will fail rolls to ever use it again.
Okay, and that ends his turn. That brings it to you, Fel. It's your turn. Well, actually, before your turn happens, you hear roll your damage for the fire, Carrick.
My damage for the fire? Okay.
The firewall.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so it is a...
You watch as one of those orcs comes, jumps through, and is just incinerated and dead on the ground next to you.
Nice.
Thinking it could have jumped through the fire, not realizing that this was magic fire. So, -15. I'll mark him as dead. Okay. Now it's your turn, Phil.
Orcs are dumb.
What'd you say?
Orcs are dumb. Just throwing it out there.
Just are dumb.
I have like 3 divergent ideas of what I want to do all at the same time, and I can't do it all at once, so I'm gonna have to pick one here. I guess my first question is, resistance to fire would do what against his legendary ability? Or reduce it by half?
Yeah, so you would have taken, what was that first number that I said? 18. You would have taken half of 18 or whatever I said.
Okay. With my bonus action, I'm going to cast my Hunter's Mark on him.
Okay.
So I'll do an extra 1d6 whenever I get to actually hitting him.
Mm-hmm.
And then with my action... I am going to cast Protection from Energy on Eric.
Okay, so he has resistance to fire damage.
And I'm going to pick fire, given what we were just hit by.
Okay.
Oh, if that ever happens again, it should burn a little bit less.
Nice. Appreciate it.
And then I have movement still. Is that all I have left?
Yeah, you have your movement left.
I will spread out just a little bit here.
Okay, you aren't getting up close, but
not quite yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Okay. Let's see. Christopher, what is your AC?
Like -5. 16.
Okay. I'll take 10 plus. Ooh, that hit. That's +7. Okay. You don't notice this as it comes up next to you. All you feel is the sharp pain of a dagger entering the side of your ribs as this little goblinoid type creature appears next to you, stabbing you. Like, ha ha! And with that, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Good one. Let's jinx that. Yeah, let's jinx that.
Oh my goodness. Guys, it's not the time to be rolling bad. You take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points of damage. And then
average out our nat 20s.
Yeah, you take 8
I told you combat was going to be rough.
Yeah.
You immediately fall unconscious as this poison seeps into you, and the little goblin's going to take another attack at you.
Oh god.
Okay.
That's 13 plus 7, 20. So that one hits. This is considered an automatic critical because you are unconscious. You take, oh my lord, 5, 10 points of damage. You're now awake though, but you're prone on the ground. And since she hit, she has an ability to keep attacking. That's a 13, so doesn't hit you. But you just took these 2 big dagger hits from this little goblin that kind of like smirks at you, blows you a kiss, and then disengages and...
Wait, disengage. Hang on. Where is it? Sentinel or something? Creatures. What a creature. That's something.
Can you hit people even though they disengage with Sentinel?
Disengage. I think I can. Where it's one of those. Hang on.
Yeah, I think with Sentinel you can still hit them even if they disengage.
Creatures provoke opportunity attacks even if they take disengage action before you.
That sucks. That
Motherfucker.
Since I forgot about that part. They try to run, make your opportunity attack. You have disadvantage because you are prone.
I'm gonna reckless attack though.
You
and
can't,
just
you
try
can't
to.
reckless. You can only reckless on your turn.
Okay. I'm just gonna try and. I'm gonna try and just blow off this goblin's head.
Yes.
Rage. Or can I? No, I can't. It's still
You're not in
my
range
turn.
because you didn't last turn.
Oh, I'm so mad though.
So bad.
Still though, let's do Pyramol at its head. Disadvantage, you said?
Yeah, you're at disadvantage.
Okay.
19 still is going to hit. You don't get the rage damage, but you do that.
Oh,
You know,
yeah, sorry.
14 points of damage as this little goblin lady runs away and stands behind Jarek, but not before you just hit the hip, and old ladies in their hips. It cracks, and you hear just immediately taking a solid half of their hit points away as you just swing out your hammer in rage. Which, speaking of, that now brings it to your turn.
Now I'm raging.
Okay. You go into your rage.
Yeah. There was this whole lightning thing around Jarek, right?
So there's what you got. It's like sparks of red lightning and almost like spear type images going through.
Yeah, I'm just gonna shoot my thing, my musket towards Jarek.
You pull out your musket and shoot him. Okay, make an attack roll.
Recklessly, whatever that means.
Recklessly shooting
recklessly, a gun. Yeah. And ragefully shooting it too, just pushing it forward to get that extra.
I honestly don't think you can reckless with a ranged object, but it's fine. We'll play it. Yes, you shoot Jarek and it catches him in the shoulder, and just like kind of like looks over and like does this shrug, and it's almost as seems like he doesn't have quite a voice that he's speaking to. All that you've heard from him is whatever entered your brain when he slammed down the spear that he's holding. Okay, that. What else you want to do? Anything else on your turn?
I mean, I get up, right? Like I can use my movement.
Yeah, you can stand up. It uses half your movement, so you have 20 feet of movement left.
Yeah, that's good. I guess, am I still in that range of that?
You are outside of that range right now.
Okay, I just want to be outside that range. That's good.
Okay. That brings it to Jarek's turn. Jarek looks and is like, Is this what those fools in the town? And you are all kind of like hearing this like in your heads as opposed to like out of his mouth.
And it was infernal, or you said it was something else?
And this is now in common.
Okay.
It was abyssal, but now after that initial threat, this is back to a language you can all understand. It's in your brain. It's more like telepathy. You like innately understand what's being said. Like, is this what this town brings? Instead of joining, like so many of those others have, they send a group of outsiders, those not of this land, to try to do their work. Maybe we won't spare them and have them join us. We will just slaughter them in the streets, as Grumpsh's will. And he turns and probably runs up to you, Fell, and he is going to take his 3 attacks. Holy moly, he has a lot to +2 attack. Attack number 1 is a 30 to hit.
What the fuck?
Attack number 2.
I'm using my spirit shield. Just
so he technically has disadvantage because its attack's not against you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that second one, because of that, takes to a 16. So his first attack doesn't hit. His second attack is a 13, so that doesn't hit. And his third attack is a 22. So his third attack hits and jabs up like the first one, like the like little ancestral guardians of Christopher's that we don't totally know what they look like kind of like divert enough of that energy away from you, but the last one hits and does, I think, point. 17 points of damage to you.
I'm gonna reduce it by 2d6.
Okay. So 9 points of damage.
That's right. Is 30 to hit.
19 plus 11. He has a plus 11 to hit. The fact that he missed 2 of them is pretty good. That brings it to Felix's turn. Felix, having seen all of these very big damages, is just going to actually. What does Lightning Lure do? Within 15 feet of him. Oof. I don't think he wants to do that. Yeah, he's just going to take out his crossbow, because getting close is not a good idea. He's in that, but he's going to take a shot with his crossbow. That's a natural 20 from Felix. So we'll just what is his crossbow information? Hand crossbow, 1d6 plus 3, so 2d6. 5, 8 plus 3 is 11, plus another 8d6 because of sneak attack. Holy moly, guys. Holy moly. He just did, what did I say? 11 plus 20 plus 16 is how much?
31 plus 16, 47.
47 points of damage from a single crossbow bolt out of the hands of Felix, who almost just came out of that stunned and for lack of a better term, just pissed off, crouches down, gets in zoom, and it just pierces straight through the side of the neck, and this giant chunk is now spit out there, and that is a huge hit on this guy. Minus 40, do you say 41? 40?
No, say what the 3 was again. I think it was 48 or something.
11, 47.
47?
Yes, that was a big hit, and immediately turning Jarek looks over towards who he just saw and is going to in that moment make another attack on Fell with one of his legendary actions.
Wait, let me tell you something.
What?
Nothing. Just memeing.
Oh, okay. I guess he has disadvantage, so that is an 18, which doesn't quite hit you.
Aha! Fuck off.
Skewers up into you, but you're able to.
What is bitch in Abyssal? Can I use that as a reaction?
Yes, you can do it. It won't do anything, but you can.
I'm doing it.
Okay, that brings it to you, Carrick. I have to go fast real quick. Think what you're going to do.
Oh. I'm digging deeper in my bag to try some things here, but to get all the things out and set up that I want to, it's just I'm just gonna take 3 turns where now this guy's next to me, he's just gonna wail on me for a bit. No,
feeling real less confident after
I
getting
wanna do
hit
something
to
different.
unconscious. Yeah.
We'll try some different things. I'm gonna see if Carrick wants. I have a spell, a third level spell that I just learned called Haste, and it'll bump up his AC by 2 and give him an additional action and double his speed.
Oh snap.
And I'm gonna see if I can. Well, we'll see. I'll ask Scott when I get to that point. I have an idea, but you may not let me. But I'm gonna try it.
Okay. What are you doing, Carrick?
He is.
Lost.
Oh. Yeah.
All right.
Materializing.
Transporter.
Can I use puppet on him? Basically it's a constitution saving throw, and if he fails, he has to drop his weapon and run in a direction I choose.
Yeah, you can. So you choose to use puppet?
Yeah.
Now the
Okay.
question is, do I dare to pick up his weapon, or will I like die?
Yeah, and I don't know, we did go over it, but if you remember, like, kind of where his rise to power came from was finding this weapon, and all of a sudden things started happening around him. So you didn't remember that
Right.
part.
Yeah, which is why I'm like tempted. But if it's also like, I don't even know what the right word, demonized, it just might
Yeah.
not be great to touch it.
That is a 15 to save.
So my spell save DC is a 17.
Yep. Well, he is going to use one of his legendary resistances, so he succeeds.
Okay.
So.
All right.
He
want
just
me to have that
chooses
weapon.
to
Interesting.
succeed.
All right. That is my action.
Okay. Bell, your turn.
Oh, it's on to me. Okay, first, I'm going to, with my bonus action.
Make a wisdom saving throw at the start of your turn.
Oh, okay. Oh my god.
What is it?
It's not good.
Okay, well.
The one.
Oh, Lorsh. Lorshy.
Well, it resulted in a 9 total.
Ooh,
but it was a
actually,
critical failure.
Hold on. He took 47 damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, does not make, no, what is that? That's a 21. That's not quite enough. He does lose concentration on this spell.
Ah.
So your nat 1 never happened.
Yeah, that nat 1 doesn't mean anything, because otherwise you would have taken 3d8 of damage.
Okay.
You got a 21 and failed that save. But didn't find it worthwhile enough to do that. So,
Okay, so I'm just good to do whatever I wanted to do. Yeah?
yeah, you're good.
Okay. I'm gonna throw a bonus action with then Shield of Faith, Felix. So his AC goes up +2.
Good.
And then it does say the character has to be willing, so I'll make sure Carrick is willing. I could cast Haste on you, Carrick, which will...
You can't cast a second spell in a turn.
Well, this spell says action, and the other one was a bonus action.
Yeah, but you can only cast one spell a turn.
Got it. Okay.
So, a bonus action spell or a regular spell. I mean, I'll let you switch those if you'd rather switch them.
No, I'm okay. I'll do the bonus action on Felix first, and then...
Okay.
Okay, I guess I'll just hit him now then for the rest of this
Okay.
turn.
Make your attacks. That's a hit. That is not a hit. So he takes 18 points of damage on that first hit.
What was the hunter's mark too? Was that on
Oh,
there?
yeah.
Oh yeah,
and
1d6.
Yeah, add 1d6 damage to that.
So 20 even.
All right.
Okay, so yeah. He takes that slice up, and you see like the electricity go up the wound across his skin, like cuts the end of his lip with the tip, and just like spits the blood in your face, and then is immediately going to attack you. And that is a 30. And even with disadvantage, that's a 22. So you take the 1, 2, 3, 4 wowzers. 4 plus 7 is 11 points of damage. He rolled 3d8 and rolled a 1, a 2, and a 1. So 11 points of damage to you, though. That brings it to Mama Tisk's turn, who is stuck next to you, Christopher, after having been stopped in her tracks by your attack.
Scheduled her a hip replacement. Yeah.
Yes, she is going to do the only thing she can do, and attack you. That is a 13 to hit. And knowing she doesn't even need to use disengage, she is just going to still try to run back up into the tent.
That gives me a attack
That
of
gives you-
opportunity.
Yep. Yeah, it would. No, because you used your reaction to reduce damage.
That's the thing. Okay.
Yep. So no,
Fair enough.
she escapes and is going to use her bonus action to hide. I don't think anyone's passive perception is over 15, so even though you can see her on the board, for all intents and purposes, she's
Mine. Oh yeah, never mind.
Oh, Christopher, you could probably find her. You know where she went, but no one else
I'm coming
knows.
for her. I'm mad, but I got other stuff to do.
Okay. And with that last thing,
Make it stop.
I don't like the circles.
one last time, Jarek is going to attack you, Fel. That's only an 18, doesn't hit you. Okay. Next up is Christopher.
When I've been swinging away.
Okay. Roll your
Did
attacks.
I notice the whole fire thing? Like what was going on there?
Like, what do you mean, what fire thing?
At the beginning, he like casted it at the fire or something, and there was a fire damage right at the
Oh,
beginning of the
you
round.
noticed that he just, like, out of his spear, like, he rose it up into the air, that you just get the impression that there is some, like, wild magic this guy can do.
Okay.
His spear is special.
So yeah, I'll just swing away, fire maul, reckless.
Okay, attack twice. That's a hit. Also a hit.
I think I'm gonna do Orcish Fury on this too for one more.
Okay, roll it one more time.
I know there's something else. There's always something else coming. So
Yeah.
what?
That's pretty wild. You got the like that is a 1 in 400 chance that happened 2 times in a row. So the first 2 hit, doing a total of 19 plus 21 is 40 damage. And now he started to show some wear and tear. Like those like 2, like one of them buckled his knee down for a bit, and that's why you're able to get the second hit against the side of his shoulder. And he's like, and then as that second one hits, he stands up, he goes and skewers towards you, Christopher. That is a 22 to hit. So you take 6, 13, 23 points of damage as he stands up from, you're off kilter from your last.
Is that reduced at all? Is that like bludgeoning?
Yeah, reduced to half. It's all piercing damage, so.
Okay. So, what was that? 11?
It was 23 points of damage reduced to 12. Okay. It is now Jarek's turn. Who Jarek like beats his chest twice and lets out this giant war cry as a bonus action. And then he's going to take what is he gonna do? What is he gonna do? Should he use Divine Word? No, because that spell is broken. Does he do a Firestorm? No. Because he already controlled the weather. What does he do? Yes, he just takes his 3 attacks. He has advantage on these because of his Belt of the Raid Leader. So he'll take his first one against you, Christopher. That is 22 to hit. He'll take his second one against Fel. So he has disadvantage, but since he has advantage, that is a 28 to hit Fel. And then one more attack against you, Christopher. That's 21 to hit. So hits on everything. Christopher, you take 23 points of damage, reduced to 12 again. Thel, you take 19 points of damage. Oh, and make sure you reduce yours by like your 2. But
I'm doing a Spirit Shield on Thel.
Okay, so reduced by 2d6. Reduced by 11. Christopher over here tanking for the tank, and then Christopher takes one more attack.
How much was it again? 20. Okay, yeah. 17 minus 11 minus 2. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So 4, 5.
It's only 4. Nice.
15. So you take 8 points of damage, Christopher. Do you hear him like kind of like
21 now? So
and taking big deep breaths. I would like someone to roll 5d8, please.
Oh man. Should I? Who do we care?
Go for it, Carrick.
What's the total?
19.
Okay. This. Okay. So then, bursting through the trees, rolling across the ground, is someone that you can barely recognize in the firelight, but is Tovog, the guy who kind of like kicked off the whole thing during the storm celebration, bursts through as you watch right behind him. Oh, come on. Show up on the screen, please. Chonk, having just uppercutted him through the like burning cinders of the wall. Also, Chonk's not looking great.
See, so did they both just take a 5d8 or whatever?
They just took that 48. They came in not through the fire.
Oh, okay.
They came in like through the side. Like, we'll actually put them over on this side. It makes a bit more sense.
Okay.
Like, they were fighting, and he also takes the -18. But Chonk is there now. And this other guy rolls across the ground. It is technically his turn. Advance, add a turn. He also goes on 20. And then Chonk gets a 19 plus, he gets like a 22. Chonk. Okay, and we'll organize and go. His turn. Okay, the orc blade rolls across the ground and skids up, though is going to look behind him and Tovog, you have a special ability, right? You gotta be able to do something. Uh-oh. Okay, he has this this like, it's like a spear, kind of like a spear, but like much shorter, like more like a javelin type thing. That seems to be all that he has holding on. It seemed like there was a short or long sword that might have gotten taken away from him, and he is going to take 2 melee attacks on Chonk. And that is going to be, let's see, a hit and a hit. No, a miss. So he'll take 4, 5, 6, 7 points of damage as Chong like just kind of like barreling up, jumping up, like kind of like holding like this martial arts pose in front of him. So that's -7. Okay. And then he's going to use his command strike to have Jarek use his reaction to attack Christopher. That is a 23 to hit. So you take another 3, 4, 8 plus 7 is 15, reduced to 8 points of damage.
Sweet.
Yep. And yeah, that brings it to Felix's turn. Felix, now not quite knowing what to do, he's actually going to help Chonk out, circle around, and take a dagger strike at Chonk. That is this. 17 does not hit as like Constantine tries to stab up against the side of Tovog and misses. He is then going to disengage though and then come back around here. Jarek is going to take an attack at Juthel. As this guy is just a fucking whirling dervish of this spear.
So does he get to attack like between every turn?
He has things called legendary actions that he can use at the end of anybody else's turn. So, yeah,
and just all the time. Like it's not like spendable or.
So he gets they recharge at the end of his turn. So with the size of this fight, it almost is like he gets a turn to he can attack, move, or cast a spell, but he already cast his like big spell at you. So that is what's going on here. But that is going to miss you with a 16 Thel.
Oh thank God.
It's now up to you, Karen.
I guess we're going back to Old Faithful. We're doing Fireball. And I'm going to cast it here. So anyone in this radius has to do a dexterity saving throw.
Yep, and you get all 4 of your guys you can avoid, right?
Around. Yep.
4 is your max, isn't it?
The max is determined by level. It's okay, so it's 1 plus the spell's level, and the spell is a level 3, so 4. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Well, good. Okay, so Jarek needs to make a save. He gets a 14 plus. He only gets a 16, but he'll use his second legendary resistance to succeed.
Fuck you.
Fuck yo.
So he gets half of.
Yeah.
You want me to roll now?
Yeah, go ahead and roll. Toba fails, and even though you can't see her, little Mama Tisk gets a natural 20, and she has evasion, so she takes no damage. So he takes minus 24. Tovug immediately looking bad. And Jarek gets, 12? Jarek also not looking good. And, like, he is, like, you can see, like, battle and panting. And is going to make an attack on... both of you guys roll a d20 to see who he attacks on this one.
Thank you for that.
Yep. So, Bell will take this hit or attack.
I haven't used my reaction yet, right? Have I?
Yo, you used your spirit shield on him.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
So that is going to be a 20 to hit. Is that just hit?
20 is my class, yeah.
Okay. Well, you take 8, 10, 11, 18 points of damage. How's everyone looking?
Started this day pretty sad, and I'm ending this day pretty sad.
Okay. That's Bell. It's your turn.
And I know there's like somebody after this too, so like, there's that too.
Gonna do some different things, but I will have to do it in this order. I can't remember. Wait, I think I looked this up. No, I can't remember. Okay, that's an action. That's also an action. Hooey. What is that? That's awesome. That's a bonus action. I'm looking a little rough, so I'm just gonna give myself a hug and touch myself a little bit here.
This will lay off hands.
Yeah. That's 30, so back up to 40. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me make sure there's not a bonus action I can do here.
Yeah, you could cast any bonus action spell you have. You could Misty Step away.
Yeah. Guess I'll try this thing that I was gonna try and do. I had other spells I wanted to get to, but I don't know if we'll have time. I'm thinking I'm curious if you could qualify this as a bonus action. I want to like turn on Voltage and like have it spin up its like lightning thing, but not quite shoot it yet, but just like have it charge, like ready to shoot.
Are you saying so this would be so next turn you would only have to use a bonus action to do it?
Potentially, yes.
Okay. I will let you roll something for it. What would you roll to okay. I'll give you this. You can roll a Constitution saving throw. If you fail, you will take damage by trying to hold the energy in. If you don't, then you...
9.
9's not going to do it, homie. So, how much damage does Voltage do?
The lightning does 4d6.
Okay. You take 7 points of damage, but it is charged up and can be used as a bonus action next turn. As your electricity is charging through your gauntlets, that you are suddenly reminded that you could bash these together and have been really big.
Yeah, I've had a lot of things I've wanted to do, but
Just
a lot, so many turns.
circumstantially.
It takes way too many turns.
Yeah, your action economy matters. I was thinking that you would have made yourself giant and jumped over the barricade, which I thought would have been funny.
Oh yeah, that could have been an option. I
Yeah.
haven't thought about it in a movement sense yet. I have to
Yeah.
rewire my brain.
It worked out. It's worked out great for me. Right
Yeah,
now,
that's
you know,
essentially all
jumping over,
it does is jump around.
and it's just doing great with what am I at? 13 or something.
Yep. Speaking
13.
of, you're about to have an attack taken against you
Motherfucker.
using his last legendary action. That is a 23 to hit.
It's
Okay, let's see. Oh, I do have a third D8. There we go. $12 points of damage.
total, not reduced.
Total. That is reduced.
I'm at 1. I'm at 1. 1 again.
Barely breathing. That's going to bring it to Mama Tisk's turn, who, now that she's had a little bit of time to reorganize herself, is actually going to run around looking for Felix, and is going to take a stab straight at him. He has a +2 to his armor class still, I think. But that's another natural 20 from Mama Tisk, who comes around, stabs him, does not a ton of damage, but 8. 8 plus 5 is 13. And then Felix needs to make a Constitution saving throw or be knocked unconscious.
Little gate rate dagger.
Yep. That's a 12, and the DC was 13. So he falls unconscious. She takes another attack at him because of her ability. With advantage, that's going to miss. That's going to, wow, amazingly, he falls unconscious to the ground, but is not able to be hit. And she, like, just fuck. And then, like, drops her dagger on the ground, and, like, picks it back up. But she is then going to disengage and run back into the tent. Or no, wait, how many movements? She is 5, 15, 20, 25. No, she's just going to disengage and kind of move off into the trees right here. That's Chonk's turn. Chonk is going to continue to wail on the Tovug in front of him. Let's bring up Chonk's sheet. Okay, Chonk, what can you do? Can Chonk do anything cool? He can take 3 attacks. Or 3. Hold on. Yep, he's going to take 4 attacks on this guy. So 1, 2, 3, lastly 4. Only 2 of those hit, but that is enough for this and this. And he just punching this like quite honestly fucked up Tovug is Chomp just like you see red in his eyes, just throwing haymakers at him. That's why the first 2 miss. And then you see him like take a breath and then start attacking more. And Tovug looks to be about on his last leg. And that brings it to Christopher's turn.
How's this dude doing?
He's rough. He is quite rough.
rough.
He's looking quite bad, but looks to have like no real give up in him. So go ahead.
1 point left. Do I wrestle the thing out of his hands, or do I just attack? I don't know. I'll just swing at him. Yeah.
Okay, take your 2 attacks.
Reckless attack.
Okay. That will hit. And that will also hit. I don't feel like Christopher ever misses. It's quite wild. So how much is that? 10, 16, 17, 18, 19, 30, 35 points of damage? Wild. He has 38 points of HP left. So not quite enough. It's Jared like falls to a knee, and then is like, and still sees like you on death's door. He thinks that he has enough in him to maybe still see at least this part of it out, and with the knowing that everything else around him can still work. He is going to. This point, he's just aggressive. He is going to start making his attacks at We're going to start with Thel, because he sees that Christopher's essentially down. That is a 25 to hit. I'll take his first 2 at Thel. That's not going to hit. That is a 14. And the last one at Christopher.
Third one, actually, wait. When a creature within, I haven't seen this one of Sentinel. When a creature within 5 feet of you makes an attack at a target other than you, you can use your reaction to make a melee attack. And so I can melee attack.
On that first attack, you can make a melee attack on him.
Oh, yeah. Is it still advantage or just...
I think it's advantage for your entire turn or the entire round. So since you did it on your turn, yes, it is still at advantage.
Baby.
in another classic Christopher move. We'll say that that hit still hits Carrick or Thel as he stabs up underneath one of the plates. Is going to still do 19 points of damage to Thel, minus your 2.
Okay.
But as you do that, you see your friend attacked again, and you just come in and you take the top of your hammer and just drive it into his back, like planting him down into the ground where just like back is contorted, and you're able to swing your hammer back around and just land on the horns of the helmet that he's wearing that then immediately dent into the head, and you just see blood start trickling out the sides and bottom of the helmet. As Jarek dies, this spear still stuck up into Thel's breastplate, up underneath it, sitting there gouting in blood, but he is dead on the ground. Yeah, except the orcish ability to have relentless endurance to get up when you are knocked unconscious. So he just kind of looks up and just nothing is possible. Half of his face crushed in, pulls the spear out, and then turns around to stab at you, Christopher. I'm going to give him disadvantage because he's prone, but that is still a 22 to hit you. Hits you. So you're unconscious, but you're back at 1 because you are also an orc. So you're
bitch. Don't resurrect me, I'll resurrect on you.
Better call the ambulance, but not for me.
That's the end of that turn. Let's see, Tovug, seeing his, the head of his, and kind of this thought to be invincible being that he's seen cut down hundreds of others orcs, is going to take his action to disengage and start running. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Starts running this way. That's the end of his turn, with Christopher down, still standing, laying on the ground, like unable to totally move, probably paralyzed from the waist down, is Jarek, who's going to stab up at Bell for a 20.
Son of a bitch.
Son of a gun. Fell might be going down. Come on. Oh, no. $23 plus 7 is 30 points of damage. Fell goes down. Once again, the like almost hitting that same wound and going up in through the other side of the shoulder, and just like the loss of blood has just kind of woozed you out, and you are unconscious on the ground. Carrick, that's your turn. You have a running away Tovog. You have a
Yeah, so I am going to charge to here, and I'm going to Burning Hands level 2 at this dude. Sculpting around my friends, of course.
Okay. Well, no matter what, I will roll to see if he saves. It's going to kill him no matter what. He has 1 hit point.
Okay.
But go ahead and we'll see. He gets a 2, so he fails. He's on the ground. He can't do much. And now you see, like, truly, like, that those last gasps of energy just dissipate as you roast this dude's head, and he collapses to the ground again, this time smoldering and not getting back up. And you have defeated Jarek. That brings it to Thel's turn. Thel, I would like you to make a death saving throw. 15, so at 1, you are stable. Mama Tisk, reading the writing on the wall, is joining her friend and getting the fuck out of town.
I realized I should have stopped her in her disengage, but I'll let her go.
Yeah.
You could
and
horn of blasting the tent and see if it lights on fire and falls over on them. But you're down too, so
she's able to move 120 feet in her turn. She's fucking gone. And Chonk's turn. Chonk is going to run up to you, Thel, and try to do an untrained. Or is Chonk trained in medicine? What do we think?
He's a mage.
He's a monk. He is
Monk?
trained in medicine.
I was gonna say he might be.
He gets a +4 to this. That is a 6 + 4, 10. You are stabilized. You are no longer making death saving throws, but you are still unconscious. Christopher, that's your turn. We're just going to go through the last of... essentially, once it gets to the orcs... yeah, we're going to go through initiative one more time. So what do you want to do?
Fetal position and cry. That's, again. That's my new move. Yeah, it's my level 8 cast.
Level 8.
Fetal cry.
Fetal cry. Okay. Let's see. That's Jarek's turn. Jarek's turn actually goes like this. You watch the like kind of all of you are gathered around except for Felix, who's just unconscious on the other side of the tent. Y'all have no clue what's going on with Felix. And he the spear kind of rotates and like pulses and says maybe I've found more worthy amongst you. Come find me. And it reaches open and digs itself into the ground, opening up like a 4-foot portal that looks like you're looking down from the sky straight downwards. As it just plummets through that straight down, looking to be rocketing towards somewhere else on this plane. Let's just for next time, we aren't going to get into any more of it, but roll perception checks to see what you've noticed as this portal. Fel, you are unconscious. You almost fall into the portal and they have to grab you. It wasn't even a good perception check. Cap it off at the end. You guys look down and weirdly, even though this isn't your home plane, isn't where you're from, you recognize kind of the area that this is. You'll probably have to consult some maps, but this looks very similar to kind of the area that you arrived when you first came to Exandria, when you landed in that first city that you are in. Like that area, like you see like these like pockets of like geothermal like pods going through, so it's like that weird like Icelandic like terrain, like so you definitely recognize this. You don't know exactly where it would be, but it looks very familiar of where this thing might have fallen or plummeted from the earth. With that, the portal closes up. Dobog is just going to, for fun, take one attack at Felix with advantage. Hits, does d6. Does 2 points of damage ineptly to him. Felix wakes up, but then Tovog is just fucking booking it as well, and he is considered gone at this point. Felix will use his turn to come over towards you, and is kind of watching out. Carrick, anything you want to do?
I mean, so everybody's stabilized at this point?
Yes, everyone is even conscious except for Fel. Fel is unconscious.
Fel is unconscious. I'm not proficient in medicine, but if I do a successful medicine check, I can make him at least conscious, right?
No, he is stable. Without the healer feat, they don't heal when you do a medicine check. You just get them stable.
Oh, okay. So then I can't do anything.
Yeah, if you had a potion, you could feed him a potion.
I have no healing potions.
You do not have any in your bag either? You guys had so many.
In the bag, I feel like we distributed them on a previous thing, and then we have not had a chance to.
Probably time to re.
I may have one in my bag. That's unconscious though.
Yeah. Make an investigation check on him.
All right.
The unconscious spell says.
Yeah, you're able to find a potion in there and feed it to him.
All right, cool.
So I'm awake now?
Yep, you are awake. You take what, 1d4 plus 4, or 1d4 plus 2, whatever it is. 2d4 plus 2. There we go.
Where use healing potion? All right, it's also, this is also sort of my turn in initiative, or is Carrick done?
Yeah, Carrick's done. You are
so
up.
as he wakes me up, like my last dying movement was, I'm not really realizing I was totally unconscious. Would dropping, or did I drop voltage, or would it still be sitting there charged?
It would still, we'll say it's still in your hand. Like you kind of like were stabbed up. You didn't immediately drop. You like kind of just collapsed on the ground.
Okay, so just kind of fulfilling what my last motion was going to be, still pointed at the now dead Jarek. I also grab the javelin and ignite its lightning and slam it into Voltage's charged in the middle and blast it at Jarek's dead body. Whatever the fuck. This might explode and hurt all of us, but
that's like it starts his heart, and now he comes back at 20 health.
No, but you essentially just shot a railgun through a corpse, an 8-foot tall corpse, which actually, even as you notice it now, as the spear disappeared, the corpse, like, it's kind of shrunk. It's down to like maybe only like a bit over 5 feet. Like, it's definitely shrunk down, or a bit under 5 feet. And you sit this through, and Jarek just completely splits in half, and there are now two Jareks. Legs and no like tummy, just like chest and head and hips and legs, as your sword and a crackling javelin are stuck in the ground.
And I just want to roll that to see what it would be like to blast both of those at the same time.
So yes, 32 points of damage straight into this guy's chest. He explodes, and
I just sort of like.
And
There's
you guys
just
are
like
good.
bloody parts dripping on everybody now, probably.
So we're still in the middle of this camp.
Yeah, there's still he's still here, like battle happening over where you kind of like pop things off there. There's still a fire over to your left. You have
We're
no
not safe.
clue what comes next, and I think that is where we will start next time. Is you guys trying to handle the aftermath of this?
Okay.
Good job, everybody.
They weren't in a line 120 feet through him, were they?
No.
Just want to make sure I don't catch one of those little fuckers and run it away.
Little Mama Tiff, you don't even know what her deal is. But yeah, well, good job. Derek was pretty strong, wasn't he?
Just a bit.
Let's fuck her.
So, I don't know, like reading his stat block, he could have done a lot worse things. Like he could have done that flame strike 3 times. And he also has Firestorm, which was an 8th level spell, which I don't think any of you guys could have survived. Like it's just kind of a weird thing, but
I mean, whatever he did to me, he only hit me once, and he took more than half my.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Flame Strike, which was 4d6 and then 4d6.
Yeah.
But, well, good job.
I did learn I need to prioritize, and I think I did this last time. I need to prioritize using Bane earlier against big guys like this because it'll lower his attack rolls by 1d4.
Yeah, essentially, like for him, like he has a plus 11, so you essentially say he now, instead of hitting on an 11, like for him, he hit anyone on a 9 or better. So
yeah, I mean it's not
that's
much,
like
but
12.
reducing that by a little would have helped to have him not hit quite as many times.
Had like 3 or 4 hits that would not have hit you guys if you had done that.
So I need to remember to do that. And I think I did that last time where I was like, I need to get to Bane, and then like it just didn't happen.
Yeah, it's one of those hard things because it uses a full action. Then you're like,
yeah,
oh, did I waste
especially when he gets like 8 turns in action, basically.
Yeah. I mean, that's the point of them. It's supposed to be like why he is equivalent to fighting like a horde of monsters is because he can do things in between. That's the whole point of what legendary actions are.
Yeah.
To make it so one guy seems super powerful. And then Mama Tisk was just there to be annoying and to try to take 1 or 2 people out for like just enough of a distraction for a turn.
Job well done.
What?
Job well done.
Okay. I knocked 2 people out. Christopher was kind of knocked out, but I thought about that. I'm like, he's going to knock you out, then you're going to knock him out, and then he's going to knock you out. But, oh, cool. Okie doke. Well, yeah, thank you guys so much.
In
And
a couple of weeks, yeah.
That was a fun one.
yeah, so 2 weeks if possible. What, the 27th? Is that what I said?
Yeah, that was a potential 27th.
If not, then sometime in September, October.
Cool.
Well, cool, guys.
We're getting close, TJ.
yeah, it's coming up.
Yep. Your life will be changed forever.
Fire.
Exciting, exciting, exciting.
Here it is. Have a good one.
Frozen for some reason.
Yeah, you're frozen.
There we go.
Oh, there you
I
are.
don't know why I wasn't there. Freaked out.
Okay, perfect. Talk to you guys